Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Upgrade your membership to gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! Here he goes. There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nuss Flush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can-Can. Kenny Can-Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can-Can, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97 home. That is a way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. Billy Friedrich, Jones one, all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Fired! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, October 1st to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to all the cappers joining us. We got Justin McKelvey in the house. Stacks Play Day 1 and 2. Ramirez over 1.5 bases at plus 120. And Maximus Muncy over 1.5 bases at plus 135. We got Talk Sports with JT, also Jose Ramirez for JT. And Cody Bellinger over 1.5 bases at plus 132. San Diego, Milwaukee at minus 102. And Cincinnati, LA Dodgers, first 5 under 4.5 minus 119. The Goracle has EuroLeague basketball. Valencia, Fenerbahce, money line plus 105. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. New York Yankees minus 1. That is my only action at this point of the day. Right now, Mr. Tomatoes on the Tigers minus 1.5. Razor sharp picks coming off a monster 10-0 day. Good God. 2 early bets. Padres first 5 money line and Cease over 5.5 Ks. I am wearing the Padres hat as Deacon Mike asked. Deacon Mike asked me to wear the Padres as he thinks if I got my stink on them, that they will suffer the consequences of my stink or stank. Everybody uses it differently. So I did this for you, Deacon Mike, wherever you are right now. Probably in a hot tub around beautiful women. Chosen one, Detroit, Cleveland, first five under 3.5. Full game under 7. And Padres money line. Nordy in the house. The nuke worker. Old E. Spenny Penny Bombs. Mr. Pendergrass ready to get to work. Just my 2 cents. A nuke worker saying 3 starts here. 3 starts for Bybee, 3-0, 0.95 ERA, 21 strikeouts in 19 innings. Flank stake play today from 9 Legacy. Parker Meadows over 1.5 bases. PCA over 1.5 bases. And the Dodgers double result. Wine time in the house. Pipe layer. Black Door King. Kenwood. Ronnie Lofton. BJ says Yankees and Dodgers get it done tonight. My dude says Jimmy Cubby's bullpen this year was legit, my dude. It certainly was over the last 6 weeks of the year, my dude. And you better hope that they continue to be. But they were a problem at times, you know. If they had a better bullpen, you know, they wouldn't have been 10 games back in the division. But I hear what you're saying. Kevin Foster, Tigers to win series. Let's get it done today. I'm right with you. There's Not Flush Allen, Guillermo Zertucci, BT, just my 2 cents. Let's get to work, fellas. Abel A says Dodgers a smash. Ron Polo on the Dodgers tonight. Let's get to work, fellas. And look who we have backstage. A tour de force in Major League Baseball. Both of our guests today for these Major League Baseball playoff games are positive units over a long season. TJ becoming our first capper to go back-to-back 60+%, 41 wins, 26 losses, 61.2%, plus 13.12 units, ROI plus 19.58%, average line minus 106. Let's get him out here. Please welcome TJ to the show. TJ, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. Busy. What a playoff baseball is just so great. I mean, yesterday was awesome. Those games were just fun to watch, man. That Cleveland Detroit game was a blast.
Oof, God, Tariq is just such an absolute monster. You see the other pitchers who've had 14 plus strikeouts in game 1 of the playoffs.
Oh, my gosh.
It's
and if he had not fielded that ball behind the mound, it would have been a shutout too. But
yeah. But that list, you know, Koufax, Gibson, like it's just a list of superstars. My dude says our problem was injuries to starting pitchers throughout the season. Also, Kyle Tucker playing through injury throughout the whole second half. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, my dude. And you look, you guys are in great position. You're in great position to move on past the Padres. Arthur Meade Jr. in the house with a $5 dono to bless our action. Says, good luck with all your picks, low baggers, and Pub Sports crew. Says Detroit Tigers and Cleveland first 3 under and Bybee over. Strikeouts from our guy Arthur Meade Jr. Let's get this all copied and pasted here. I've got everybody's action already copied and pasted, so we are in business. Put this back up to the right. Here we go. And well, let's get right to work. We have Wine Time joining us here shortly. But let's get to work, TJ, my man. We start at 1 p.m. Eastern, Game 2 of the AL Wild Card. Detroit Tigers, 87-75, 41-40 on the road. At Cleveland Guardians, 88-74, 45-36 at home. We're at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. So we both moved on the Tigers to win the series. You moved right when we were talking about it And unfortunately, I waited till the following day, and it cost me 10 cents, which sucks. But we both are in fine position here at this point. Let's take a look at the Swish weather. I mean, first off, I know Bybee is being spectacular against the Tigers this year. And there have been times when Casey Mize has looked like the number one overall pick, and there's been other times where he sort of looked a little journeyman-ish. Are you surprised that this had the same opening total as Game 1?
Yeah, a little bit, but the wind's blowing in hard. You look at what Mize has done versus this team, and 17.1 innings, only 4 earned runs, 2.08 ERA this year, and both teams just striking out a lot. So it makes sense to me.
It does, and the weather does get stronger and stronger in. It opens here at first pitch, 72 Fahrenheit, feels like 71, 10.8 miles per hour, right, left, but in. And then within an hour, it's 13.3 miles per hour. And after 2 hours, it's 14.2 miles per hour. So it just gets stronger as the day goes on.
Yeah, and we're going to have to talk about our series bet and if we want to do anything with it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we certainly do. Minus 14% overall minus 14% for homers. Let me get this up here. It is minus 14% homers, plus 4% doubles and triples, plus 1% singles. So overall, it is minus 3% runs. Let's bring on the third of the trio here. An excellent season from our next guest. 154 and 152. He's given out 306 bets here on our show in MLB. 50.3% plus 4.43 units. ROI plus 1.45%. Average line minus 104. Please welcome from Los Angeles, California, Mr. Wine Time Sports to the show. Wine Time, how are you?
Jimmy the Bag, TJ, good to see you guys. Happy Wednesday. Good to be here with you. We've got playoff baseball all day long today, so I'm looking forward to that. Got the day off, so after we cap the car and be locked into baseball all day, but coming off a nice day yesterday, I'm excited to cap this card with you guys and give out all my plays with you guys live here on the show.
Yes, let's get right to work, my friend. It is wonderful to have you. Great to have all of you guys here joining us. First day of October, which means hockey and basketball coming very, very soon. Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio for this one. Let's go through the line history here. We have a total of 6.5. Now, it's a very different 6.5. This 6.5 opened minus 125 to the over. Right now, it's minus 120 to the over. So very different movement than what we saw from yesterday's game. On the money line, we have Bybee and the Guardians minus 135. It's a pretty clear indication here that the Guardians are, in business. A 15-cent move towards them from minus 120 to minus 135. Let's pull up the board, see what they're saying for the cash flow here, and discuss, as perfectly put from TJ, whether we should make a move in our position, which is that we have the Tigers to win the series. 63% of the tickets and 77% of the cash is on the Guardians. 78% of the tickets on the under, 57% of cash on the over. We got a lot of action from cappers here in our chat. We have Gorky on the Tigers money line. We have San Francisco 49er on the Guardians money line. Mize under 4.5 Ks and Bybee over 13.5 outs. Both JT and Justin are on Ramirez over 1.5 bases. Nuke Worker on the Guardians minus 135. BJ says clear cut Guardians spot. Interesting. I wonder why you think it's just a clear cut Guardians spot. The Tigers were losing and losing and losing and losing. Our thought for why we moved on them on the series was that the pressure was off now. They'd made it to the playoffs. Now they're up 1-0. And I still believe that the pressure is off here. It's not that the pressure is on the Guardians, but here you have Guardians as a very public spot and the line moving towards them. I don't see this cut and dry, but maybe I'll get there. Let's start with Casey Mize, 14-6, 3.87 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. I mean, it's pretty easy for me to understand why people are backing the Guardians. Home team, massive run to get into this position. You know, I don't even know if I would give the advantage on the mound to Bybee, honestly. Mize is more than capable of stepping up in a big situation like this. He's done it his whole life. His last start, he went 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, didn't walk a batter in the 4-3 loss to the Red Sox. That was a huge baseball game, and he was excellent in it. He didn't get the win. On the road this year, he's been pretty quality, better at home. A 274 opponent's batting average, but 10 home runs, 75 2/3, 79 strikeouts, 19 walks. Lefties, righties, splits are even enough. Spooner says Guardians used both their key bullpen pieces yesterday in the loss, 19 pitches apiece. Bybee, 12-11, 4.24 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. He's been pitching very well down the stretch, but he wasn't that good at home. I mean, he was better at home than Mize was on the road. 14 starts, 73 hits and 86 2/3, 31 earned runs. Similar splits. There's Mize, really strong, nothing extreme. Tigers are not hitting righties last 30 days, 217, 631. The Guardians are a bit, 243, 721. The Guardians have a big bullpen advantage if you look at what went down over the last 30 days, but it's hard to really, really trust that in the most important moments, knowing that Clase isn't there. But I do believe those numbers. So the more I talk about it, we'll start with you, TJ. The more I talk about it, no, I don't. I don't see why this is a clear-cut Guardian spot. Public's on them because they've been winning nonstop. Am I missing why this would be just yes, the market's moved 15 cents towards them. I missing something that would blatantly say we should make a move on the Guardians to cover ourselves?
Yeah, so before I start this, I'd love to get info from the chat here. What you guys think the line will be tomorrow in the Tigers game if they lose today? Just because a series price is plus 250 on the Guardians right now. If they win today, now we got to pick them on our Detroit. Essentially pick them or minus 120 Detroit going in tomorrow, which I don't know if they'll be a minus 120 favorite tomorrow. So just something to think about there. I don't think it's clear cut per se. I see what BJ's seeing is market wise, 75% ish of the cash. And then, sorry, let me pull that up there. And like you said, we do have movement, bigger bets on Cleveland. So they're respecting the money. I guess if that makes it clear cut. I don't think it's clear cut. I do think Bybee can shove here today. I'm particularly concerned with the amount of strikeouts Detroit's had over the last month. They're, against right-handed pitching, they're striking out 27% of the time. I know they got it done yesterday. But I am a little bit concerned here today. I don't have the confidence to jump on Cleveland in this spot, but I am kind of trying to find ways. I do think Mize has the ability to throw well here. Like I said, those 3 starts, 2.08 ERA, only 4 earned runs allowed versus Cleveland this year. And his 1 start at Progressive Field was excellent. I think he went 7 innings, 0 runs. I don't have it pulled up. Lineup wise, there's not a huge advantage for him, righties versus lefties. Who hits him more, but he's going to face, a whole bunch of lefties today. They got a little bit higher batting average, but lower slugging, lower OPS. And, kind of a fly ball-ish pitcher, 40+% fly balls, that wind blowing in, those are going to stay in the yard. It's going to be real hard to hit one out. And if he can just avoid Jose Ramirez, who's the only batter that really gets to him, 10 at-bats, 5 hits, 2 home runs. If he can just pitch around Ramirez, I'm not too concerned about Cleveland scoring a lot of runs. Which makes sense with the low total. Now, interestingly enough, his outs prop is heavy juice to the under at 14.5. So the book's saying he's not going to go 5 innings. Now, does that necessarily mean he's going to get hit in those 5 innings, or that Detroit has a plan, bullpen wise, not to let him see the lineup a third time. Let's just pull him before he gets to that third time through. Bybee, on the other hand, outs heavily juiced to over 14.5, which is the only play I have so far in this game. I just checked the lines here. It's minus 160 available at FanDuel. That's the best I see for Bybee over outs. It's juicy, but it's going to be my official pick in this game. Bybee over 14.5 outs. You just look at what he's done. It's very rare he doesn't go 5 innings. I see one occurrence over his last 12 starts that he went 4 2/3, and he kind of got hit up there versus Minnesota. I don't think Detroit bats are going to get to him for more than a run or two. More than 4 or 5 hits that's the only way he doesn't hit this number, is if they can get like 6 hits off him in those first 5 innings, which I don't see happening. So Bybee officially juicy, but that's my bet for this game. Series wise, I still don't know. It's getting down to the end here. I think I'm going to let it ride. But I am interested in possibly a small hedge. I wouldn't give it out on the show because we do everything in units, but let's say you have 100 on Detroit series. I would consider throwing 25 or something on Cleveland at the plus price, just to reduce your risk a little bit. But for the show, that's my only play unless I can get talked into more. I'm also interested in this first 3 under. I'd have to build a 2, but you can build a 2 there at about minus 130. So again, really heavy juice, but I think it just makes a lot of sense.
Sorry, your 2 would cost how much?
I have it minus 130 for an under if I may build a 2.
Oh yeah, it's a little more expensive than I thought. I think I get it for about minus. I'll figure out minus 112, minus 115. Well, Matty Ice said Scooball, who came into the Tiger system in 2018, rehabbed with Mize, know each other well. Scooball said Mize last start was the best he has ever seen him. Says Mize will shove today. Matty Ice is all over Detroit again. I don't care really that there's been a 10 or 15 cent move to the Guardians. But in saying that, I'm not going to move on Tigers in this game when I have them in the series. That doesn't really make sense from a risk reward standpoint. But the more I sit with this and I watch Casey Mize closely, I was the one, telling you guys that he's laboring. Everything just looks a little more difficult than I'm used to. That's gone away. I thought he was pretty good in September, and I expect him to step up here. If we expect Bybee to do the exact same, well, then we must bet the first 3 under 2 with the weather the way it is. In saying that, this weather becomes more and more run suppressing as the day goes on. Under 6.5 of plus money, it's not too expensive to build a 7. I'm beginning to like both the first 3 under and the full game under. We still have 36 minutes till first pitch. Wine time sports, my man. Take it away. Your thoughts on Tigers Guardians game 2 in Progressive Field.
Real quick, Jimmy, can you read me off the splits for this game for the Tigers and Guardians sidewise?
Yes, 63% of the tickets are on the Guardians and 77% of cash. Yesterday, I believe, I really felt as if Tariq was that big of a favorite for a reason. Bigger bets came in on the Tigers. I didn't need the movement. I just needed the opening line. Here, I'm a little surprised that Bybee is this big of a favorite. Cheshire Cat in the house. JM Twisted 247. JW says, all I know is under. Turnbuckle Tommy Mize over 3.5 hits allowed. Averages 5.5 hits allowed per game. I wouldn't, in a situation like this, especially with the run suppressing weather and everything on the line, I wouldn't look at what a pitcher does on an average day. This is not an average day. This is all eyes on these 2 pitchers that have earned this opportunity. Wine time, your thoughts, your angle. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, hearing that amount of tickets and money on them kind of confuses me why the Guardians aren't getting moved to more of a favorite. I mean, I saw them pretty much as a minus 125 last night. I'm seeing them at minus 130 still. I saw maybe a minus 135 at one point, seeing it come back down towards the Tigers' direction. I ultimately kind of wanted to get on the Guardians before I came on here, but now I'm seeing kind of, at least on my books right now, it's moving towards the Guardians. I'm seeing, or moving towards the Tigers. I'm seeing the minus 130 right now on the Guardians at a couple of my books right now. And it's a little concerning because TJ said Bybee's outs are 14 and a half. I mean, when was the last time this guy didn't throw 5 innings? Why is his over outs at that? That's a little sus. I don't really know if I like that, honestly, because I would assume it'd be probably 15 and a half at least, maybe even 16 and a half. I mean, he threw a complete game 3 starts ago. Other than that, he's been going 6 every single outing. For me here, I wanted to move on the under. I told you guys both that before coming into this. I am seeing 7 somewhere on some places right now at minus 120. Seeing some 6.5s right now at plus 110. I don't know. This game's really tricky. I don't think there's a sharp side to this game, to be honest with you. I think that the Guardians, if anything, might be a little bit public here, considering all that money and all the tickets are on them. And the line's not real. I mean, it's moved a couple cents, but I'm seeing minus 130s. I'm seeing minus 140 at a book that juices favorites a little bit more, but I don't know. This is a tough game. I'm going to end up not moving on this game. I ultimately wanted to get on the under, and then I wanted to get on the Guardians, but it's going to be a pass for me because I don't really have a good angle on this game. I do think it's going to be low scoring, but I kind of wanted it not to go up to a 7 at some books right now. It is juiced to the 7, but I don't know. So this game just smells really fishy to me, and I feel like the Tigers actually might end up taking care of business here in Cleveland, which I didn't anticipate coming into this show today. I'm going to pass on this game as of right now, guys. Nothing for me. This game's too tough. I can't read it from a market standpoint or from an X's and O's because in Cleveland at home, they should want this game. You know what I mean? They should want this game too right here, but I would have liked to see some more movement towards them if I was a Guardians backer. So I'm going to stay off this game. It's going to be a pass.
Let me ask this here. The reason why it's at 14 and a half outs, to me, this is not saying that Bybee is susceptible. It's saying that at the first sign of problems, he's going to be pulled. At the very first sign, he could be allowing 0 runs going into the 5th inning. The first 2 guys get on base, and he's pulled.
Yeah, and especially if he gets his pitch count up early in the game too.
So I don't. TJ, your first thought when you see 14 and a half outs is, I need to take advantage of this and bet it. I mean, you must have sat with, why is the number at where it's at?
Yeah, certainly, and it's playoffs. I mean, I think all pitcher props are going to go down outs-wise playoff games. Yeah, quick hook. This is an elimination game, So I agree. First sign of trouble in the 5th inning, and I think that's why it's there. Now, if it was like minus 120, I'd be even more suspect. But since it's minus 160, that gives me more confidence.
Minus 160,
especially the way he's carved this lineup up, and like I said, those high strikeout numbers for Detroit. I have a hard time thinking Detroit is going to get him in much trouble. Just stringing hits together is going to be tough.
Should I maybe look at a team total under for the Tiger? I
was looking at that too, under 1.5 first 5.
Yeah. Even full game right now, it's 3.5. It is juice. I'm seeing minus 130 and minus 140, depending on where you're looking. But do we think they're going to get 4 runs today?
Yeah, no, I think that full game look too that you messaged about and Jimmy's talking about with the wind getting, more run suppressive late. After all those unders, playoff baseball is just different. You see them, they're playing small ball. They're not playing for a 3-run home run. They get first and second, nobody out, they're bunting. It's just small ball in the playoffs is it's a fun thing to watch.
Well, I don't think I can pass up the first 3 under in the full game under. I believe in both of these pitchers. I don't think that. I think the Guardians are in trouble, and we talked about that as soon as the Tigers understood, they made the playoffs. They're facing the Guardians. What a relief. It's not the biggest debacle in the history of Major League Baseball, which it could have been. Finally, the pressure's sort of off them. So in saying all that, I'm not going to hedge. I think the Tigers are very dangerous here. I think that the opening line is more important than the movement here. The opening line with the Guardians is a legitimate favorite. The movement, 5-10 cents, public on them. It doesn't concern me much. I am going to move on these unders. So I'm going to bet them now. First pitch in 29 minutes. TJ, is there anything you want to add before we head on?
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I'm with you. It just makes a ton of sense. I'm going first 3 under 2. I can build a 122, minus 122. I don't know if you could do better than that, Jimmy.
I'm going to.
You probably
check.
can.
I'm going to check right now. And it sounded like you had made some decisions as well here, Wine Time.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit different of a direction, though. I'm just going to go under 3.5 Tigers team total, minus 130. I kind of want to take this full game, too. Jimmy, are you getting a 6.5 or are you getting the 7?
I'm getting a 7.
Minus 120?
Well, I'm looking. I haven't put it in yet. I'm looking at a few different books as the best line.
It's interesting that one of my books isn't moving it to a 7. The other one that was at a 6.5 plus 100 that moved to the under 7 minus 120. Other books giving me under 6.5 plus 108 right now. That's interesting right there that they're not moving that up to a 7. So I don't know. I definitely wanted to get on this full game under. I guess I liked it more at 6.5 when it was minus 105, minus 110. And now I'm seeing 7 somewhere. And I guess it's kind of scaring me off a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't let that, but I'm just going to take the team total. I just bet it. So Tigers team total under 3.5, minus 130.
Team total under
Tweeted out
3.5. What was it? Minus what?
Minus 130. Little juicy.
So Tigers team total for Wine Time. I'm not too concerned that. Because my very first thought had to be the same as many that, wow, the same total. That was Tariq Skubal and Gavin Williams. That was my very first thought.
Yeah.
And then you sit with it and you understand, So even the fact that it's inching up doesn't really concern me too much here. So I'm going to fire away Wine Time in. TJ in. So TJ, let me know what you're making, what the official lines. My first 3 here is probably going to be more expensive. It is. Let's find out. It is. Oh no, minus 115. That's the minus 165 for the 2.5 and plus 130 for the 1.5.
Yeah, I can get a minus 118 is the best I can get, and I had to use 2 different books. I just put it in.
Okay, so let's go over your officials here. So TJ, your Bybee over 14.5 outs minus 160. First 3 under 2 at what?
Minus 118.
Minus 118, and then that's it. No full game under.
I'm taking the full game with it.
At 7.
Under. Yeah, at 7.
Okay.
Minus 119.
All right, well, we are in business, and I'm going to get this in here. So while I'm doing that, Wine Time, would you like to set us up for Padres Cubs and hand it over to TJ, and then I'll come in third?
Yes, sir. Let's get right to it. All right, guys, let's bring this up here. All right, we got the San Diego Padres down 1-0 in the series. Shout out to all my Chicago Cubs fans out there in the chat. Spoons, Deacon Mike, Troy Torrance, Saturated, all the guys, man. I'm happy for your guys' Cubs being up 1-0 in the series. It's a big game here. Dylan Cease on the mound for the San Diego Padres. We've got an opener here starting for the Cubs. I'm going to guess, I think it's Imaga coming in after this.
That's been confirmed.
Yeah, after Kittredge. Kittredge, this guy's been solid out of the bullpen. He's definitely an older guy, but he definitely has been getting it done for him. And I actually really like the move by the Cubs. They kind of held off on naming a starter, and then they're going to put this guy as the opener to face the top part of the San Diego Padres lineup, which, I mean, you guys have heard me talk about the San Diego Padres lineup all season long, how I think it's absolutely elite. It's kind of crazy, the kind of payroll that they have. They better win this game. I mean, they better at least get to a World Series here. First round exit once again for the San Diego Padres. It kind of looks like that's the case here. I do like the move, putting Kittredge on the mound. With that being said here, currently sitting Chicago Cubs minus 111 on the money line right now. We got the San Diego Padres at plus 101. Currently where I'm sitting at the book that I'm looking at, We've got a total at 6.5. It's minus 110 right now. It was a little bit more juicier to the under a little bit ago before we came on. I thought I saw a 6.5 at a minus 115. We are seeing minus 110s pop up now for that 6.5. And kind of interesting, guys. I mean, another low total. I mean, you touched on it already, Jim, in the Tigers Guardians game. The low total yesterday, 6.5. Then we saw 6.5 with these two pitchers. 6.5, two pitchers yesterday, and now 6.5 again with these two pitchers on the mound. Definitely downgrades, but we know that Cease is definitely a good pitcher from the X's and O's standpoint. I think he'll be better next season. And I think Imaga is going to go out there and probably pitch pretty well, depending on how far he goes into this game. But he doesn't have to face this top part of the lineup to start the game, which means he's going to have a little bit easier going through. And then the second time around, he's going to see those guys for the first time, which I do think will benefit the Chicago Cubs team. And with that being said, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to right now. I moved on it yesterday. I was on the first two games yesterday on the unders. The cash with absolute ease. We're going right back to the window here, guys. Give me the under 6.5 minus 110 in the Padres Chicago Cubs game. This line is low for a reason with both these pitchers. I think both these teams are going to come out there and play playoff baseball, and it's going to be a pretty quick game. I think we're going to see a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings here, and the Padres better win this game. They better tie up the series right here, man. If not, we've got a lot of questions to ask over there for that franchise. With that being said, I'm on the under. TJ, take it away. Tell me what you're on and what you think about this total.
I agree with what you're saying. I haven't moved on this yet. The Padres, man, are they going to swing the bats today? Imanaga's been great. You look at his advanced numbers. His advanced all season long have been a little bit higher, which is why I faded him a lot, and it hasn't worked out well. Cease, on the other hand, he's got a high 4.55 ERA, but his xERA is a whole run lower than that, 3.46. I wanted to see what these guys have done against each other here. 2 starts for Imanaga against the Padres, 12.1 innings, 1 earned run, 11 strikeouts, 3 walks. That's quite impressive. Cease versus Cubbies here, just 1 start. He went 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, 7 hits. So they got to him a little bit in that start. Cease, to me, is hard to back. Just the inconsistency, I feel like. He's always susceptible to that blow up, those 4-run games there. If you go back, like his last 8 starts, they're half good, half poor. I could see a quick hook here if he gets in any kind of trouble. Obviously, working in his favor is going to be the wind blowing in. Both pitchers, Imanaga's a fly ball pitcher. So if you can get wind, he can pitch to that ballpark quite well in these conditions. So I agree. Probably a quick game. Definitely lean under. I'm kind of looking at first threes here. I don't know if I could do it with Cease. I'm hesitant to put my money there. I did like the Padres coming into this series. Betting splits wise, we have this thing opening at minus 112. It's currently sitting minus 109 with 69% of the cash, 57% of the tickets on the Cubs. So books aren't really respecting that too much. They kind of haven't done anything at all but tighten VIG just a little bit. And then more money's on the over actually here, which is surprising to me. And the books seem to be okay with that because they're just moving this more and more juice on the under 6.5. So I think that position is smart. I'm going to look at a San Diego team total under possibly. I kind of just want to take Cease out of the equation. I just have that bit of concern against this lineup.
TJ, quickly, can you read me off the market for the over under in this game? The numbers for tickets and money? Yeah,
61% of tickets, 64% of cash on the over. And it's gone from a plus 104 on the under 6.5 to a minus 114. So books are moving it down. I like so you should be happy with your look there for sure. But let me do a little bit more digging here while Jimmy breaks it down. And I just didn't have time to get to the card this morning, guys. I've been busy with work, so kind of cap it as we go.
I'm in on the first 3 under 2 and the full game under 7. So I'm right with you. I got minus 123 as 125 at 365. So I didn't get a great number, but I'm okay with all of that. Wrigley is minus 11% runs today. Compare that to Progressive Field, which is minus 3% runs. Now, again, that's at first pitch. The weather gets stronger and stronger as it goes. Here we have 9.5 miles per hour, and it moves to 9.9, so it doesn't move too much stronger here. And coin leaning towards the Cubs. This Cubbies game, first 3 under 1.5. It's interesting here when we take a look at the. Oh, let's go back to today. Sorry, I was trying to compare the cash flow from today to yesterday with Tommy in the chat. When we go to the cash today, as you guys said, 58% of tickets, 69% of the cash on the Cubs, 61% of tickets on the under, and 64% of cash on the over, which is it's interesting. It's easy, I believe, in this cap to think that Kittredge is being used because they're uncomfortable with the way Managa has been pitching. I understand that this is a weather that the weather helps Managa, but it's hard to get past what he's been doing. I mean, that last loss was an example of his struggle. 8 earned runs over 5 2/3. No, Satcher, I have that at plus 130 at 365 right now, available right now. Plus 130, the first 3 under 1.5. That's why I built the 2. Building the 2 has been hugely successful. I want the push in play. So I don't mind the minus 115. I wouldn't mind it all the way up to minus 130. I want the push in play. So why are you not concerned with Imanaga of late? 17 home runs allowed in 12 home starts. I understand that the weather is a nice feeling, TJ, but I mean, if we go over, there's a reason why Kittredge is out there.
Yeah.
You know, so
I am concerned now. You know, I didn't have the game log pulled up. I was doing breakdown just off of his metrics initially there when I was speaking. Certainly concerning stuff here. What we're seeing over the last month. 30 hits and 27 1/3 innings in September. That's 30 hits and 10. Let's see. Does that say 10 home runs? He gave up 10 home runs in September. Wow.
He did. A lot of them came at home.
That's
now,
crazy.
This is weather that will help him. I guess so. So I guess is the bigger interest here from us more about big bets coming in on the over, and yet books are showing no concern whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a clear indication to me.
Yeah, I mean, seeing that ticket split right there, I think that tells us everything we need to, especially with the total of the 6.5. I mean, this total was this a 6 or 6.5 yesterday? This was a 6.5 yesterday, right?
Yeah, it opened 6.5.
Yeah, I don't know. The mark, everything tells me under, and the Padres bats, especially. I mean, we've talked about it all season long, how bad this team has been on the road this season. Maybe a lot of those fly balls that would probably go out on regular days are going to stay in because of that wind. That's what's going to have to help us today with Imaga out there.
Let's take a look at what the wind was for his last couple starts here. So the last start was on September 25th. So let's quickly go back to September 25th here. Just take a second, and then we'll go to the start before that. I looking at what Shota has done in the last month, it makes me very comfortable that the Padres can take care of business here today. But then it's not that I have a ton of faith in Cease. I don't. So,
what do you think Cease's over under out should be?
14.5.
13.5.
Ooh.
The weather in his last start was 5.8 miles per hour in. Now it switched after an hour, but 5.8 mile per hour in for Shota's last start against the Mets when he got tagged. So he got tagged. So let's go back to he faces the Rays on September 14th. So I'm going to go quickly over to September 14th. The only thing that's appealing to me right now about the under, well, no, two things. Sorry, I should say two things: the weather and the market.
Yeah.
The analysis of the pitchers does not bring me any sort of calm whatsoever. So I let's see, because he's only had 2 home starts in September. So let's go to this next home start. It was on the 14th. I'm almost there. Sorry. Here we go. If this was blowing out, then I will have maybe a sense of calm and I want to trust the market. But if this isn't, okay, here we go. This was still blowing in. Now again, 5 miles per hour. The Rays are a soft hitting group. Ron Crawford says Cubs 9-0 as a home fave last 5 games. I don't think I can do it. I would bet if someone gave me a free $500 bet or a free $1,000 bet, I'd be on the under. I think that the market is the most important factor, and they're taking money on the over, and this is moving to the under. I mean, that's a pretty big move. 15-cent move. That's a pretty big move. I mean, look, even at other books, I'm looking at where we used to play poker, but this at 10:53 this morning, so 2 hours ago, was down to minus 121 to the under. The books are screaming that this game is going to go under. But I don't know how you trust Shota Imanaga here. I mean, look at when has he had a? I guess I take that back. That was a quality start against the Braves. But I mean, if you look at the month of September, 6.51 ERA, as you said, 10 home runs allowed, 27 in the third, 30 hits. He also had a bad July. He had a strong August.
His last 6 starts are averaging 2 home runs allowed a game.
Huh. Yeah,
I can't move on this one, I don't think.
It would be so heavily based on the market. Let's just go over a couple things here with the Padres 240, 712 OPS versus lefties last 30 days, 260, 728 versus righties. Both bullpens have been so good, and my dude talking about that was the surprise to me, was how good the Cubs bullpen was down the stretch, because there was times where their offense went missing. Dylan Cease on the road this year is not being trustworthy. I mean, even if you look at of all the things you could say about Shota this year, and then the same with Dylan Cease, Shota's only walked 26 batters all year long. So if the wind is going to knock fly balls down, you kind of need to hit line drives against these opponents. Well, Dylan Cease has walked 71 batters this year, and on the road he walks about. If he has a 4-inning start, he's walked 2 batters, and so there is I think there's a chance for runs. I think I would find it more appealing once the pitchers are out of the game and then we get to the bullpen. I mean, oh, wow. Okay, no, I was looking at something different there. Did this move? No. Okay, sorry.
A lot of late action on Detroit, Cleveland over.
Yes, there was just a huge move to the over.
Yeah.
The under, there's a 10-cent move, the 10-cent move to the over 10 minutes before the game. Those late totals tend to do damage. But again, I don't know how. I mean, the first thought when you look at these pictures is this should not be lined like it was yesterday.
No, that's what, you think about it. So yesterday I gave out the under 6 at plus 100. Right now we're sitting 6.5 minus 110 with 2 definite downgraded pitchers than what we saw yesterday. I think that this is just going to be a letdown spot from both offenses. I think it's going to be a fast-paced game. I think the market's telling us that too, that it's just there's not going to be a lot of runs scored here. And if there are, it might happen later on in the game. So maybe we get on the first 5 under here as well. But I don't know. When I see a 6.5 with these two pitchers on the mound, give or take, Imamaga is going to be out there in the second inning. I think this should at least be a 7. You know what I mean? Maybe even a 7.5, probably a 7, but a 6.5. I don't know. It doesn't. Something tells me that the books are telling us that they just want more over money. When you see these two pitchers out there, you see a team like the Padres that have all these power bats, the Cubs, all these power bats. There's going to be runs scored. There wasn't any runs scored yesterday, so there should be runs scored today. I think the complete opposite. I think there's going to be runs scored at a minimal, and I think the market's telling us that, and the books are telling us that, which is why we have a 6.5.
Yeah.
I tend to think this was one I might move live on an under after the starters come out. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if there's a run scored here in this first inning.
Someone asked what we're using because they're showing occupancy. Says OddsShark is saying 12-mile-per-hour winds blowing out. Yeah, don't use that. Use switch.
That's so wrong.
And the market's also telling too, because in that Tigers game, when that run was scored in the first inning, the total didn't move. It was at 6.5, I think, minus 140. It was like even though there was a run scored in that first inning, the books still they're like, we're not going to move this to a 7.
Yeah.
The line move we were talking about one time was in the Tigers Guardians game, just being a big move to the over.
Oh, is it? So what are we at right? What is it?
Now you can get, even at 365, you can get the under 7 at minus 115.
Oh,
it was just minus 125.
Let me check this book that was giving me the 6.5 at plus 108. I want to see where that one went. Wow, that actually is under. It's at a 7 now, minus 115. Yeah, you're right. There's been a pretty big move to the over.
A sizable move. Kong, I wouldn't tail my action here. Not with a late move like that.
Yeah, it's coming back down.
Is it?
I mean, it's still 7s, but Circa just added juice to it. It's minus 120 at a few good books.
Okay.
So I think it's coming back down.
Okay. Kong, I am on the under first 3 under 2 in the full game under 7. And I mean, I guess, okay, we should move past this. I don't want to sit here and hem and haw, but this is a very giant sign to the under in the Padres Cubs game, because the statistical analysis just doesn't follow suit with what the market is doing. And in those situations, the market usually is the trump card, and the market usually wins.
I wish we knew 10-mile-per-hour winds in the Cubs games. What's the average score? You know, I bet you it's under 6.
Our guy Troy's in the chat. Maybe you can run that on his database real quick.
I don't know if he tracked.
Troy in the chat? I haven't seen
him yet.
Top set, we're a little concerned here, but I'll tell you once more, and I think we just moved past this Padres game. We can double back. Jose will be joining us too in a little bit, but in the first game, we have wine time on the Tigers, team total under 3.5 at minus 130. TJ's on Bybee over 14.5 outs, first 3 under 2 in the full game under 7, and I am on the first 3 under 2 in the full game under 7 as well. So free bands is Guardians minus 128, first 5. And in game 2, Manny Machado is RBI plus 175. So, all right. Brendan Gregory says, let's go. Good. We need that. We need a little enthusiasm here. I say we roll on. I could end up on this. The problem here, and I talk about it often, is it's a slippery slope when your X's and O's don't follow suit with the market, and yet you bet it. It's okay to do that sometimes, but you don't want to just, like, if you cash it, you're like, oh, I don't even need to study the X's and O's. I'll just look at the market, and then you open up yourself to a lot more action than you might want. Ron Crawford's on the Tribe at minus 131. Let's roll on to Red Sox, Yankees, and Ronnie Crawford can get us started here. Ronnie Crawford, and let me get the graphics over to Boston, New York here. There we go. Thank you, Jose. Ronnie Crawford is on the Yankees minus 1, and so am I. I'm on the Yankees minus 1 in this one with Ron Crawford. Spreadsheet play of the day is the Yankees -1. If you're listening to this on headphones, you might want to turn it down for a second. Here comes our video for Ronnie Crawford. Joshua Alexander says Padres moneyline Cubs bullpen will get rocked. Used 4 arms yesterday. Spencer Hicks on Yankees first 5. Justin McKelvey Yankees -1 plus 125. Nasty Nate says Red Sox smash. Ron Crawford says New York Yankees are 7-1 their last 8 games at home. Let's get into this one. We're in the Bronx, where the Yankees were 50-31 this year. The Red Sox were a pretty good road team. We saw that yesterday. Again, the 41-40 this year on the road, which in past years wouldn't be a good number, but this year it is a good number. This total is a 7 right now. It opened up at 7.5 -115 to the under at 9:28 p.m. last night. 10 minutes, there was a 10-cent move to the under, and then 20 minutes after that, it was a 7. And since then, it stayed right around there. The under 7 at +100, the over 7 at -120. On the money line here, we have the Yankees at -175. Opened up at -160, now at -175. I thought that the opening line was the telltale sign. The movement does help. Let's get to the cash flow here. We have 62% of the tickets on the Yankees, 50% of the cash on the Yankees. That's changed. It was 65% of the cash on the Red Sox. So Yankees money has come in. It was not there, even 2 hours ago. 69% of tickets on the under and 83% cash on the under. We hear, Jose talking about how Bayo is a Yankee killer. He certainly wasn't in his last appearance against the Yankees. And Carlos Rodon is an emotional pitcher, but I would be extremely surprised if he doesn't step up in a major way here. The Red Sox have no power against lefties the last 30 days, and part of that is injury related. They're hitting still with a high average, but with no power. And Rodon is just sort of made for these kind of moments. Yankee Stadium in the playoffs. He's just a vet that I will count on in this situation. So should then I take a first 5? And I didn't understand why, Bayo is more expensive first 5. And that was enough to say, okay, well, let's just focus on the full game on that -1 line. I'm curious to hear from both of you guys your thoughts on that because of Bayo being more expensive. That surprised me. On the road this year, Bayo has been good. 22 earned runs over 11 starts, 215 opponents batting average. He's allowed 8 home runs on the road, 8 at home, and his splits are very strong. The Yankees are hitting righties hard. The Red Sox have a bullpen advantage. Wine time, let's get you to get us started here with Red Sox, Yankees, my friend. Boston leading the series 1-0. As much as there are rivalries like Detroit and Cleveland and rivalries all over baseball, Dodgers, Giants, Red Sox, Yankees is, it's baseball heaven. The fans don't like each other. The players don't like each other. It's what we want playoff baseball to be. Wine time, take it away. Red Sox, Yankees, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx.
Yeah, it doesn't really get much better than this for a playoff atmosphere of 2 teams that you mentioned. Fan base that hate each other, players that hate each other. Probably the biggest rivalry in all sports, if we're being honest here. Brian Bayo on the mound. Yeah, he's been pitching well this season. Shout out to my guy Jose Bouquet, too, and his Boston Red Sox getting that money yesterday. I took him plus 120, so we got that cash with him yesterday.
It must have been a sweaty night.
It was a sweat, man. It was a sweat. I was watching on the Discord, too, Jose's reaction and stuff, and I think you said something before he saw it, and he's like, Jimmy ruined it, but let's go. And I was like, let's go. So shout out to the Red Sox for getting that money. But as far as this game goes, guys, this is a tough – seeing Carlos Rodon as a -180 here I think is pretty telling. Something that I wanted to look at here was the over, though. I wanted to see – I'm going to pull this up and see where we're sitting right here. I wanted to get that 7. I know some 7.5s are popping up right now. I can still get a 7 here at -120, so it is a little juice. But, yeah, I think that both pitchers are a little bit vulnerable here today. Seeing this total here at a 7.5 with both these pitchers that have been pitching really well this season, I think that this is going to be an over spot. I had this kind of circled from yesterday, and seeing that it is getting to 7.5 at some spots, it is a plus 100 for the over, so it's not juice or anything. You can still get 7s depending on where you look right now, but I think both pitchers are a little bit vulnerable here today, and I think both offenses are going to come out swinging here today. We saw a low-scoring game What was it, 3-1 yesterday? I think this is going to be a little bit more high scoring. I think the Yankees are going to be able to hit Bayo, and I think the Red Sox are probably going to get a couple off from Don here too. Give me the over 7 minus 120. I just want to make sure I can still get it because I'm seeing 7.5s at some spots right now. Just want to be sure. Yeah, I can get a 7 here. Interesting enough, actually, damn. So a 7 juice to the over at minus 120. Give me the over short and sweet here. I just think both these pitchers are a little bit deceptible, and I think that this total, I'm actually kind of surprised that it is going to 7.5. I don't know. I just think there's going to be some runs scored here at the Bronx. Can you read me off the market in this one really quick, Jim, on the total?
I can.
Before I move on.
Cappers in the chat talking hockey. I just want you guys to know that I did this 2 years ago when the Panthers had injuries to start the year. They were missing their top 2 defensemen, missing Kachuk 2 years ago. And what happened? I lost the team total under, and they still won the Stanley Cup. So just I've done what you guys are thinking, and this is a character team. I just tread with caution because I thought the exact same thing 2 years ago, and it cost me. Let's just go with the weather. I haven't done that yet. 54 Fahrenheit feels like 49, so it's cool. And it's 10.2, or sorry, 8. Sorry, God, it's not cool. I'm looking at the wrong time. 68 Fahrenheit feels like 65. 8.2 miles per hour left to right and in. But as the game goes on, it becomes more of left to right. So that does help people on the over. For this market on the total here, 69% of tickets on the under and 84% of cash on the under. So it's 69 and 84 on the under, and we're basically right where we started. Overall, there's been 3 cents of movement to the under, overall. So there you go. One time.
Yeah, give me the over, guys. I'm going to move on at minus 120. I don't want the 7.5. I know I can get even money. I'm just going to pay the 20 cents. I don't mind paying a minus 120 price here, especially if it does land at 7. I can get a push there, but I just think runs are going to be scored here. I think that we could even see double digits scored here in this game. I think the Yankees are probably going to get off on Bayo today. I mean, yeah, this line is very telling here. I think so. I like where you guys are on the Yankees minus 1. I'm not going to move on the minus 1 here with the Yankees. I'm just going to focus on this total. Just kind of what I've been doing. I took 2 totals yesterday on one side. I'm taking all totals so far today. Just might be the kind of direction where I'm at right now. But I'm going to stick to this over 7 at minus 120 in Red Sox Yankees. Got to tweet it out.
Dougie Weiss says all the money's on the Yanks. Says kind of see value on the Red Sox plus 115 up. Again, for the last 20 until the last hour or two, it was about 60 to 65% of cash on the Red Sox. So just of recent, we're being told it's now 50-50. So it's certainly not all the money on the Yankees. TJ, we have the over 7. You got that minus 120 one time?
Minus 120, yeah.
Okay. One time on the over 7 at minus 120. TJ, Red Sox, Yankees, Yankee Stadium, take it away.
This one has me torn both ways. I was leaning over, I was leaning under, looking at Boston first 5. Bello's been great against the Yankees. Yeah, last start was bad, but he went 7 innings in both the previous starts, no runs allowed. So in 3 outings, allowing 4 earned runs. Is that them comfortable with him in his 3rd start, and now it's a 4th start, and now we can expect the Yankees to get to him even more? I don't know. The wind blowing in, it is a little cooler. Like after an hour into the game, it's in the 50s, or it feels like 58, 56. Which is going to slow down the offense a little bit. But model-wise, I mean, you guys know it's the first thing I look at. Been building this thing for years and years. Glaring, it says over. First 5 over, full game over. And it likes Boston at the price with the value. I was looking at the difference in price, first 5 that you were talking about. It's pretty much the same. I'm not seeing a difference in price anymore. Maybe a couple cents to Boston in favor of Bayo first 5, but nothing that I glean anything from.
Yeah, it's changed. It's changed. Well, the line's moved towards the Yankees here, 365 since I looked at it last. Before it was, maybe 3 hours ago or so, it was minus 180 full game for the Yankees, minus 170 first 5. Now it's minus 185 full game and minus 180 first 5.
Yeah, and as of last night, I mean, you could if you bet the Yankees at minus 155, I mean, the market's clearly telling you it's a Yankee side, and I totally see the point for that minus one. That would be the only way I could look. I do think Rodon steps up. I don't think Bayo is necessarily going to get rocked. There's a lot of confidence that sounds like he's going to get hit hard. His outs are actually at 14.5, juiced over. So I think the books think he's okay. Obviously, this thing is sitting at a 4 heavy juiced under first 5. I'm even seeing a 3.5 out there, couple 3.5s. So I think the books tell us both pitchers do well here, but it doesn't go with my X's and O's. So as of now, I don't have any action on this game. I might move on the Yankees. I could potentially do a Yankee Dodger parlay. I kind of like that actually, just because I have full confidence the Dodgers get it done, and then I can get it down to a reasonable price here on the Yankees. So let me play around with that. That may be an official play, but as of this second, I don't have anything.
That's what BJ was talking about, Yankees, Dodgers, parlay. I don't think I want to invest more than I'm at right now. The only reason why I bring up the last start for Bayo is because, Jose got in my head that Bayo was the Yankee killer. And that could still come to fruition. Like, he's been good against them overall as a body of work. Shout out to everybody rocking with us. We have JW, Ronnie Lofton, Cheshire Cat, Res Mob, Steve G, Mr. Tomatoes, Ken Wood, Sportsman of the Year, Fernando Mendoza, Brennan Gregory. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Look, I'm on the Yankees -1. I was comfortable with the line that I got, and I want Carlos Rodon in this spot.
What'd you get on that number?
-116.
Nice.
I want Carlos Rodon in this spot. I really do. I think he's made for it. This is his wheelhouse.
Yeah, Boston's not hitting lefties either
With any power at all. It's just very ticky-tack, singles. And wine time on the over at 7 at -120. And BJ was on that Yankees-Dodgers parlay last night. Coin talking about it. Let me know if you guys are moving on it. Troy Torrance on the Yanks double result. Yeah,
that doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out what book to move on that, because
Let me see what I can get.
at 365, the double result is not the full 5 innings.
Let's see.
So it's a 4.5, which is
That's so dumb.
it's so stupid. It's so stupid because it's so.
I am officially just sending a parlay, and I don't do that often, but we can make it official for the show. +115, Yankees Dodgers money line.
Yankees.
I like that. That's good. That's a good number too. Wow.
Dodgers. And you got what?
+115.
+115. Shane Kim on the Yankees -1, Dodgers -1. And Matty Ice is capping the Cappers Yankees team total over. Let's move on to our final spot on the board here. And we have Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And one thing about Yamamoto that I struggled with this year was that I just felt he was so much better on the road than he was at home. And that he started fixing that and changing that as the season got deeper. But it messed with me. I felt as if when I looked at his body of work at the end of the year, I wanted to slap myself in the face. He had a spectacular season. He was phenomenal. But I had just this, a vividness bias of him allowing runs at home. I don't know how we can trust Zach Littell in this spot. It seems like the Dodgers might be a runaway train right now. Let's get into the weather here. Also, we are game on in Cleveland. Top of the first, Tigers have a runner on first. So make sure I got this set up in case I want to live bet. So we have immediate 7.5 and -120 immediately.
Wow.
Let me just make sure I'm signed in here so I can bet if I must.
Infield single, huh?
Yeah, reached on an infield single.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much concern, but okay. So let's talk about the weather here and the pertinent information, and then we'll let TJ smash Reds Dodgers. 73 Fahrenheit, feels like 74. 5.5 miles per hour to right field, dies down to 2.4 as the game goes on. Then Ballpark Pal has. So one thing about Yankee Stadium that we didn't talk about enough is because we talked about the getting cooler stuff, but it's a minus 19% runs according to Ballpark Pal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's minus 13% homers, minus 21% doubles and triples, and minus 7% singles. So, Progressive Field looked like, because it's the same sort of home run issues. They're all minus 14%. But then there's a huge difference in doubles and triples. Plus 4% at Progressive, minus 21% here at Yankee Stadium. At Dodger Stadium, it's plus 13% homers, minus 11% doubles and triples, minus 5% singles. So it's minus 3% overall, which is the same as Progressive Field. Irish King on the Dodgers, minus 2.5. And Stacks play today number 2 is Maximus Muncy. So Stacks play today number 1, Jose Ramirez over 1.5 bases. That's on right now. Number 2, Max and another error.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
2 runners on right now.
Another error.
Jeez.
So what is that?
First and second right now. We have a total at under 7.5 at minus 105 right now.
Yeah, I have under 7.5 at plus 100.
What did you just drop a fly ball? I'm not watching. I just see the play-by-play.
Yeah, let us know because I don't get Detroit games on 365. I mean,
it says error by center fielder.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Damn it. Let me see if I can get this game on really quick.
No worries. So back to this spot. Sorry. But I wanted to shout out our guy, Justin McKelvey, Max Muncy, over 1.5 bases. Stacks play of the day, number 2.
Stacks.
Zach Littell, 10 and 8, 3.81 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, just 130 strikeouts in 186 and 2/3. And it's not like it's all soft contact. He allowed 36 home runs this year. Started with the Rays, closed with the Reds. Last start, 4 and 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, 2 walks, 3-1 win at the Brewers. It was impressive. On the road this year, he struggled, and it made no sense to me why he was struggling when he would leave George M. Steinbrenner Field. That should be where he delivers, right? And he wasn't. You have the very offensive conditions at home. You think you go on the road and things get easier. That was not the case. And, 20 of those home runs were on the road, 47 earned runs and 18 road starts. I know it was with 2 different teams, but, lefties hit him, righties hit him a little harder. Yamamoto was spectacular this year. Lefties 174, 486, righties 191, 591. Reds are not hitting 232, 691. Dodgers are starting to hit again. The Reds have a bullpen advantage. This is a huge, huge, huge line. And let's go over the exact numbers here. So this total is an 8. It's minus 110 to the under. This opened up minus 108 to the under. And then on the money line here, we have a minus 268. This opened up at minus 250. It's just been going in the Dodgers' direction. There's really been no buyback in this spot. So here we go. This is the final spot for MLB playoffs. Before we get into best bets in college football, we have a bunch of games in college football. You can look on our video description right now to see what we're going to be breaking down. 74% of the tickets, 88% of the cash on Yamamoto, 81% of tickets on the under, 90% of cash on the under. Is it just as simple as a Dodgers, Yankees, money line parlay? TJ, take it away.
Yeah, I think that's, to me, the best way. I don't want to try to play with a minus 1.5 here, minus 2. If I can just parlay the 2 together at plus money, makes more sense. But, yeah, Yamamoto, man, in his last 5 starts, 34 innings, 3 runs, 44 strikeouts. I mean, just dominant to close the season. I've been saying this about the Dodgers all year. I wasn't worried about them one bit. Come playoff time, they're going to be set up, and they're going to go out there and they're kind of like that team that is just so used to being in the postseason that what they do in the regular season almost doesn't even matter. They know how to turn it on. Bunch of vets over there. I think they finished this one off early, and Yamamoto goes out there, throws 7 innings. I could see 7 scoreless easily. I'm looking at just to add a little bit to the position, possibly a Cincinnati team total under on that
Huge
first drive.
strikeout. Huge.
Good.
Giant, enormous. I wouldn't interrupt you if our wallet wasn't on the line.
No,
Full
good.
count right there, first and second, no outs. It would have been bases loaded. That's
Good God,
beautiful
we needed
pitch
that
right there, too.
so bad. Now we didn't need it for our
Curveball,
Tigers
that's
series, but okay. Sorry, TJ. Keep
No,
going.
that's good. I have a lot invested in that game. Particularly, I need Bibee to get out of this without any damage so he can pitch long. But yeah, Yamamoto figured it out at home. I don't even know what there is really much more to say on this game. I might get on a Reds team total under first half. I might get a Yamamoto under earned runs, something along those lines, because he's just elite right now. His under 1.5 earned runs is minus 144.
Wow.
So won't be playing that, but yeah, it's looking ugly for Cincinnati here.
The
good
run
on them
line for the
playoffs.
Dodgers at 365 is minus 135.
Yeah, that's about what it is everywhere. 130s, high 130s. So I'm just going to stick with that parlay I got, guys. Not a lot of action for me in these late games, but heavily invested in this one going on now. So
BJ says Littell not going to stop the bleeding. I wonder if, if you were already on the Yankees -1, you wouldn't add Yankees Dodgers moneyline parlay.
correct.
So I feel like I've sort of boxed myself into a corner.
Yeah, this way I don't need them if they win by 1. Instead of playing both -1, if they win by 1, I still win my parlay. So
Yeah.
although I see the Dodgers winning by margin, I think that Yankee game is going to be closer.
I mean, guys, this will tell you everything we need to know here. Double result for the Dodgers, minus 120. Double result for the Yankees, plus 150. And the Dodgers are like 20 cents more expensive full game than the Yankees. This is a clear-cut Dodgers spot. I might move on this double result. It's a bet that I haven't placed all year long in baseball. Only one of my books will give me a double result in baseball, and I think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to take the Dodgers double result right now. Minus 115. Let me double check right now. Minus 115 right now I can currently get. This seems like a clear-cut Dodgers smash in the first 5 in this smash whole game. That's a big strikeout right there. 2 gone right now in the first inning. Huge. I'm not going to make it official quite yet, though, guys.
I like that bet.
I want to sit on it a little bit, but I'm looking at the doubles results right now, and it doesn't really make sense. Why are the Yankees a plus 150 double result?
Are you getting the 5 innings or 4.5 innings?
First 5 innings / game winner.
Because it's just so stupid that some books.
What's your price, Jimmy?
Others
With
are
the 4.5?
5. Insane.
What's your price with the 4.5, Jimmy?
It's exact. That's why I asked. It's the exact same as the 5. It's minus 110.
I want that 5. I'm going to try to find it. I only have one book I can bet a double result at.
Yeah, this is literally. I didn't even realize I could do double result on this book, and I'm like, I might as well take advantage of this spot. I'm gonna sit on it though. This is the only game I didn't move on yesterday. I just really didn't know how to get involved. I wanted to move on the Reds plus 1.5 yesterday. Didn't end up doing it, and I think it's time for them to go home though after this game. I think Yamamoto is probably gonna dominate this lineup that. You look at it from the X and O's, this lineup is not deep by any means. It's really surprising they made it here. Shout out to them. They got a nice little young team over there. Good manager, but I think the Dodgers take care of business. I will most likely move on this double result. I'm just going to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not. Zach Littell stepping up here would be a surprise.
Yeah.
I would not. It's not what I expect. And then, what are the other options here to back Yamamoto? It would be, the first 5 minus 1 is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Extremely expensive. They're just telling you Dodgers are going to smash. I guess the problem is I don't have enough confidence in the Yankees to have 2 units on them. That's what it comes down to. Like I just like I get that the Dodgers are a parlay piece, but I've already got the -1. I mean, I don't want to have my whole night.
Let's go. Got out of it.
We got out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Struck out the side, man. And
I got the side after 2 runners on base.
an error and an infield hit. So that's not even a knock on him.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Let's go. That's
Okay,
huge.
that's a relief. All right. Well, I guess I've got more to think about here at this point, but we have TJ Yankees Dodgers at +115. Anything for you here in the Dodgers game? One time.
I'm going to stay off as of right now. This double result is I might have to move on this. I don't know if I want to be involved in this ball game, honestly. I mean, the Reds, I guess what they do, they go out and trade to get a starter that's going to start game 2 for him in the playoffs, and it's Zach Littell against the Dodgers, you know what I mean? Zach Littell is a guy that we liked in a Rays uniform. Hasn't really been doing too well in a Reds uniform. He's actually been pitching decently for them, but I don't know. This is a tough spot for him in LA. Just getting to that stadium today. Shout out to those fans that are going to be sitting there in that traffic. I ain't going to be part of that, I can tell you that, but this place is going to be rocking and rolling there. Fans are going to be there early, and it's going to be Dodger blue. Dodgers should take care of business. I might move on this double result. Not might. I most likely will.
Did you guys see that Ohtani home run yesterday?
Yeah.
Guys, we gave you guys the weather in Cleveland, 11.2 miles per hour right to left in, up to 14.1 coming in. I think the reason why you keep telling me that the wind's blowing in is just because Ballpark Pal didn't make too big of a deal about it because it's much warmer in Cleveland than it is in the other cities. So, again, Progressive Field's just -3% in runs. But like I gave you guys the wind. It's much warmer there than it is in New York. And the game's starting much earlier, so it's getting warmer as the game goes on rather than colder. But all right, well, that's that. I get that the Dodgers are a money line piece. I don't know who to tie them to.
Yeah, you're locked in with the Yankees already. So
so if I look back at it, I would rather not be on the Yankees -1 and instead be on the Yankees Dodgers money line parlay. But I don't. To me, I don't think you can have 2 units on the Yankees today.
I agree. Bayo this could very easily be a 2-1 Boston win. I mean, maybe not very easily, but Bayo's got it in him to go 7 scoreless. He's done it before.
So we're saying that Bayo's capable of having a legacy game.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's capable of it. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's review all action. TJ, thank you so much for jumping on with us. TJ, take it away. Your action on the MLB playoffs for Wednesday, October 1st.
Yeah, I'm heavy on this first game. Detroit, Cleveland, first 3 under 2, -118, and full game under 7, -119. By the over outs, that's over 14.5 outs, -160, very juicy. And then I got nothing on the Cubbies. And I use the Yankees and Dodgers in the parlay at +115. I don't think I'm going to add anything. I think I'm comfortable there. I'm very interested in the San Diego game. I just can't find that angle. I wish Imanaga had been a little bit better down the stretch. But, selfishly, I kind of want San Diego to win just because I want to see a game 3. But, yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Good luck.
It is our pleasure, TJ. I'm going to pop TJ's X handle here in the chat. Support our guy, TJ. Now, he doesn't put his action out, and that is something that can change as the years go by and things as we move forward. The goals that TJ has are so exciting, and he will share all that with you. It's to have a gambler of his stature open and willing to answer questions and not be one of those guys who wants to do it, in the dark we're lucky and fortunate. I'm going to pop his X handle in the chat. Follow our guy, TJ. TJ, any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Good luck, man. I'll be tuning in for the rest of this to hear your guys' college takes. And, great work as always. Appreciate you. Wine time, Jimmy. Chat.
Good stuff,
enjoy all the conversation, man. The chat makes this channel very special, and it's a part of all our lives and a bunch of friends here. So good times. You guys take it easy.
I'll respect, my man. Respect. There's our guy, TJ. Wine time. Review your MLB action for Wednesday, October 1st.
Yeah, guys, we are on the Tigers team total under 3.5, -130. Padres Cubs under 6.5 minus 110. And we also moved on that New York Yankees Boston Red Sox over 7 at minus 120. We're looking at the double result for the Dodgers at minus 115. I'm going to sit on that for a little bit. We've got 3 plays going so far today, guys. Love where my action's at. I'm excited to sit back and watch some baseball all day. So looking forward to it.
And I will go over action again here from games that haven't gone on. Stacks, play day number 2 is Muncie over 1.5 bases. We have Talk Sports with JT's on Bellinger over 1.5 bases. San Diego money line, and Cincinnati, LA first 5 under 4.5. So an expectation of Liddell to pitch well for JT. Then Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today, Yankees -1. Razor sharp picks on Padres first 5 and Cease over 5.5 Ks. And chosen one on the Padres money line. We have Gork. Oh, that's all there. Okay, so I have the first 3 under 2 in the full game under 7, which was almost just poof and gone. So I'm very thankful there. Also, wine time I had the Tigers team total under 3.5, and TJ had Bybee over 14.5 outs. Like we were all on like that fucking. We all needed that so bad. And then Padres Cubs. I have the Padres to win the series. Definitely don't feel good about it, and the market's screaming that game goes under, and yet I can't get there with what I've seen from Shota. And oh my God, what just happened? Solo homer, 1-0 Guardians, 1-0 Guardians. Then we have the over 7 for wine time. TJ on the Yankees Dodgers money line parlay at plus 115. And I'm on the Yankees -1. So there we go. Time to get into college football wine time, my man. And we got a bunch of great spots that you have sent over. Let me just move my action here over to NCAA football. How was last week for you, my friend?
It was good. Could have been a lot better. It was slightly profitable for us. 19-game card. It was crazy 19-game card. One of my biggest cards of the year that you guys will probably ever see. So it was good, though. We won. We had a great Friday night, Jim. That Friday night was just magical with that 4-0 sweep right there. And adding, I believe, 2 or 3 plays with you that day, which really helped my weekend turn out good. Because Saturday, I think I had a slightly losing day. Kind of got burned on a couple spots. But, you live and you learn. It's a long season. Got my card out right now. It's a little bit smaller of a card this week. I'll still be adding stuff as we go on. And there's a game that I'm involved on Friday night that we'll talk about Friday. We'll save it for then. And that's actually a nice card on Friday, so I'm excited for that. But I'm excited for today, man. Love college football. I'm ready to get right to it.
Well, let's get after it. I've got everything set up here. So let's roll. We start at 12 p.m. Eastern with the Iowa State Cyclones 5-0, 2-0 in the Big 12. Thank you, Jose, my man. At the Cincinnati Bearcats 3-1, 1-0 in the Big 12. Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The weather is perfect across North America. I have all the weather for each game, but I take that back. There's a little bit of rain in Florida, and there's a little bit of wind in a couple spots. But other than that, it's pretty spectacular. 75 Fahrenheit, sunny, 5 mile per hour winds. Let's get into the line history here for our first big one. We have Cincinnati -2 at -115. This Cincinnati team has been extremely impressive, and now we have dog 2 favorite situation here, opening up at +1 and just moving in their direction until now they're -2, and it's juiced. That's a massive move towards the Cincinnati Bearcats. Let's get to the total here for our first spot on the board. We have a 53.5 -115 to the over. Opened up 52.5, got up to 54, dropped down, back down to 53. Now it's a 53.5, a 1-point move towards the over. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 53% of tickets and 93% of the cash on Cincinnati. This is sharp action moving this line. 77% of the tickets on the under and 81% cash on the under. Iowa State comes in off a 39-14 victory at home over Arizona. That closed at 4.5. And they dominated. Rocco Becht ran for 3 touchdowns, threw for 243 yards. Cincinnati comes in off a 37-34 victory at Kansas as 4.5-point dogs, and Sorsby was a monster. 29 of 43, 388 yards, 2 touchdowns. And that final drive showed his poise and he's a vet, and you saw it there. Sorsby looked in complete control. This is a huge move to Cincinnati. Wine time, take it away.
Jimmy, I mean, you guys know me. I love me some Big 12 football. I don't know what it is. I feel like talking Big 12 football. Love capping this conference, man. And these are two teams in particular. I remember I capped in order as Big 10, SEC, ACC, and Big 12. And I was capping the Big 12. I was like, dude, I was having a blast capping all these teams, just looking at all these teams from a deep dive, all the coaching things, everything that they've done in the portal. Iowa State, guys, a team, you guys hear me talk about either Iowa or Iowa State every single week because I know these programs very well. Matt Campbell, one of the most underrated, one of the best coaches in all of college football. What this guy does with this university is absolutely magnificent. Having a DC like John Heacock over there too, he's been with the team for 10 years. This guy's developed one of the best defensive units in the country, and they recruit from the in-state. Definitely get some guys from the Midwest as well, guys like in Wisconsin, Illinois, stuff like that. But a lot of these guys are homegrown Iowa kids. And listen, guys, the quarterback producing at an all-time. He's doing good. Rocco Beck returns after a really good season, 2024. He's got two good running backs too to hand off the ball, and Carson Hansen and Abu. Both these guys are returning from last season. They do lose some guys in the secondary, and that's something I want to touch on here, guys. They are down two of their big corners going into this game. Not a lot of people are talking about, but if you guys just do a little research on it, you will see that Jontez Williams, redshirt junior, one of their corners, also plays safety, is not going to be out in this one, and I believe it's Jeremiah Cooper, the senior, who's also out with a torn ACL. Not to mention their two kickers, the kicker and the backup kicker, both out. They're down to a walk-on kicker here for the Iowa State Cyclones. For most teams, I would say that's a hard thing to do, but I'm sure there's someone at that school that's probably these kids in the Midwest, man. That's where you need to recruit these kicking guys, because all of a sudden there's all these guys that can just kick so well in the Midwest. It's kind of crazy. But at the same time, I don't know how many shots they're going to be taking from past 30 yards. You know what I mean? They're going to be going for it on 4th and short a lot of the time, so they're going to have room to work. Cincinnati, on the other hand, I mean, this team is heading in the right direction by all means. I like this team, capping this team coming into the season. I remember Moose was like, cap Cincinnati, and I was like, this isn't a team I'm excited about. Scott Scatterfield, man, give the guy credit what he's doing over there. Able to get Sorsby to come back, who looked good at times last season but wasn't consistent. He's got a good arm. He can definitely make every throw on the field. Brought it over a guy like Jeff Caldwell. You guys heard me talk about him when we broke down Cincinnati, Nebraska, week 0. Jeff Caldwell, I said, like, who's going to be able to guard this guy? Didn't really do too much. He has been able to come out of his shell a little bit, but this guy's 6'5", 210 from FCS Linwood. He was 5'9" his senior year in high school, and this kid can absolutely run downfield. They also bring in Cyrus Allen from Texas A&M, who's been a good target for Sorsby, probably his favorite target right now. Big addition was bringing in Tyree Walker from Wisconsin. I remember talking about this guy last year. I was like, this guy's an NFL-type running back. He's not the biggest dude at 5'9", but he is 220 pounds. He's an absolute bowling ball to take down. I like everything the Cincinnati team is doing right now. The fact that they go into Kansas, into Lawrence, Kansas, you guys, I don't know if we did a complete breakdown on that, but I gave out Kansas as a pick last week, and I said, I was like, this line's moving 1.5 points away from me. Not super confident, but at the same time, I still was. Cincinnati was going blow for blow with Kansas, who I believe is one of the best teams in the Big 12 as well. I think Cincinnati is going to go toe-to-toe here with Iowa State. Iowa State is down a couple corners. Don't get me wrong, they got guys that can play, but Cincinnati is a very underrated team that's flying under the radar in the Big 12. I wonder what their odds were before that Kansas game of them winning the Big 12 title. Could have gotten a good number on that. I remember mentioning that I was going to take Kansas. Good thing I didn't. But Cincinnati's a good team. I think they're going to be able to beat Iowa State. I got it on the money line, -120. Same numbers available at all my books right now. -1.5 at -110 right now. I didn't move on that. I just took the money line. I think they take care of business at home. This place is going to be rocking and rolling. This is the first time Cincinnati has been good in quite some time, especially since joining the Big 12. And Scott Scatterfield, I like him as a coach. I like everything he's saying in his press conferences, and this team they believe in him, and I think they have a good team. So the fact that Iowa State, listen, they've been looking good all season long, and this team's loaded. I think that they probably lose this game and win every single game the rest of the season going forward, because I think Iowa State is that good. But they're going to need Jontez Williams to come back, and they're going to need to figure out that kicking game. That's a big thing, because they're going to a walk-on this week from everything I've seen. So that's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, give me Cincinnati, and give me them on the money line, -120. You can find that everywhere. I absolutely love Cincinnati. I like it. Iowa State, you guys know me. I usually give them out, but I think Cincinnati is a flying under the radar, very underrated team. Jimmy, can you read me off the market really quick?
Yeah, this is must join. Big bets are coming in on Cincinnati. We have, sorry, I switched off to the next spot. We have 53% of the tickets and 91% of the cash.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's why we're seeing this line do what it is. I saw a -2 at my book yesterday. So it is going back between that 1.5 and a 2 right now. But I do believe that Cincinnati will close at a 2 or maybe even a 2.5. So I would get, if you can get a money line, Jim, at -120, I would just take that rather than the 1.5. But Iowa State's going to give you everything they got, no matter who they put out on the field. But I think just Cincinnati, a lot of people don't really realize how talented this team actually is. Flying under the radar still. They get a win here. Maybe they get ranked because a couple impressive wins. And who did they lose to in week 0? Nebraska, a team they probably should have beaten. They beat themselves, made a lot of mistakes in that game, in a week 0 type game. I get it. And I don't think Nebraska's that good either. But Cincinnati's playing some good ball, and I think they absolutely take care of business today, which is why we've seen the line move the way it is. You could have got them as a dog. Shout out to you for moving on. And I wish I took a little bit of time. The last 2 weeks, I had moved on plays on Sunday and Monday. This week, I waited a little bit. I wanted to let the markets marinate a little bit and see what happens with them. And I think I like what I did this week. So give me Cincinnati, Jim.
Oh, I'm right with you. Right with you. Cheshire Cats, Iowa State's really undervalued. Look, we faded Iowa State last week, and it was torture.
Yeah.
Iowa State had not been dominating teams, and then, of course, they just destroyed Arizona. But this is a bet on Cincinnati, not necessarily a fade of Iowa State. And for me, Cheshire, you're more focused on the X's and O's, which I respect. But here, I agree with when Dougie Weiss says the market is speaking loudly. It's screaming. Dog, the favorite. You have a Cyclones team, 5-0, 2-0 in the Big 12, just dominated Arizona. And yet the line moving to the Bearcats. I'm going to bet this as soon as the show is over here. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board. Wine time, 12 p.m. Eastern. Kansas State Wildcats, 2-3, 1-1 in the Big 12 at the Baylor Bears, 3-2, 1-1 as well in the Big 12. We're at McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas. 79 Fahrenheit, sunny, 6-mile-per-hour winds. Let's get into the total. It's a 61.5. Not only that, but this opened up at 61.5. Back on Sunday. It's not moved. It's not moved in 4 days. It's sitting there at 61.5, a -110. From a point spread perspective here, we have. Oh, sorry, I just blew past it. My fault here. From a point spread perspective, we have Baylor -6.5 at -113. They opened up at 6, moved to 6.5, back to 6, and then 6.5 once again. So we have a half-point move. It is juiced towards Baylor. Kansas State snapped their 2-game. Let me get the cash flow as well. We only have cash flow on the side, and we have. Here we go. We have. I had it set up, and then here we go. 50. So this is a similar situation, cash flow wise, as we just talked about with Cincinnati, but the line is just pretty stagnant. I mean, we have a half-point move, but 50% of the tickets, 93% of the cash on the Baylor Bears. Godfather on Baylor -6.5 in the under 61.5. Dougie Wise on Baylor -6.5 as well. Super True Story saying over. Kansas State snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 34-20 victory at home over UCF as 5.5-point favorites. Avery Johnson threw for 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dylan Edwards ran for 166 yards and another touchdown. And Kansas State took care of business for its first Big 12 win of the year. So Johnson threw for 168. He also ran for 75. The Wildcats just dominated on the ground, 268 yards on the ground. Can they do that on the road at McLean Stadium against Baylor? Baylor bounced back from their 27-24 loss at home versus Arizona State by winning 45-27 Oklahoma State. I mean, who cares what you do to Oklahoma State? It was first game without Gundy in more than 20 years. Sawyer Robinson passed for 393 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wine Time Sports. Take it away. Wildcats Bears in Waco, Texas.
Yeah, Big 12, man. These teams make us a buttload of cash. We were on UCF 2 weeks ago at the Bounce House, and then we ultimately fade them when they go to Kansas State in a buy low spot for the Kansas State Wildcats. Who was on Kansas State in that last game? So shout out to them for that easy casher. Baylor, this team's probably the best 3-2 team in the country, at least in the Big 12 right now. They lost to Auburn. Auburn, we know isn't that good, but at the same time, Baylor, I just feel like they came out in that first matchup on that Friday night in Waco, Texas. They came out a little sluggish, and they made a lot of mistakes, and they beat themselves in that game. Not so much Auburn beat them. Baylor is still trying to compete for a Big 12 title, and I think they still are in line for that. I really think there's not a lot of room for error. Maybe one more loss in conference. We'll see. I like Dave Aranda, man. I like this guy as a head coach. I think he does everything the right way over there. He's built a good program with Baylor. One of the teams in the state, we know a lot of these teams in the state of Texas have a lot of money. Baylor's definitely not a top 2 or 3 in there. I made a statement a couple weeks ago saying Waco wasn't that hostile. I think my guy Jerry Davis called me out for that. I was wrong. Waco is pretty hostile. These fans are going to be rocking and rolling out there. And I like everything that Sawyer's Robertson's been doing so far. I like that they grabbed that slot receiver, Kobe Patience from Alabama. I actually think he is hurt now. Yeah, he is hurt now, actually. Apologies for that. But Ashton Hawkins, I like him at the wide receiver position. I like Bryson Washington at the running back position. This Baylor team is just fully loaded with experience, guys that have been with this program for a while. They don't really hit the portal. You look at their offense, there's just one guy, a transfer in their starting rotation right now. That's a transfer. One guy on their defense. That's a transfer. These guys have been here for a while. These guys want to win. They build into this program that Dave Aranda gets going over there. I believe everything he's doing as a coach. I think they take care of business against a Kansas State team that I think even kind of struggle a little bit against a UCF team that I don't think is very good. A UCF team that we're going to be able to fade a lot on the road and back them a lot at home this season. And I think Baylor, we can back them here at home. I think this is a good spot for them. I got the 6.5 at -110. I think Baylor beats these guys by margin, double digits, blows these guys out. Baylor's a way better football team than Kansas State. Don't get me wrong, Kansas State, they got that kid Avery Johnson who forced Will Howard to transfer to Ohio State, all that stuff. Avery Johnson has not looked good since kind of taking over the job here. You got Cleatless Joe Jackson out there. You got Dylan Edwards at the running back position, two guys that I do like their running game. I like both those guys, and I like a couple of their receivers, but they just haven't been able to move the ball downfield. And I think they're going to have a problem doing that in Waco. I think this place is going to be rocking and rolling. This is a must-win game for really both teams, more so for Baylor because they're actually going to compete for a Big 12 title potentially. Kansas State is not. Give me Baylor -6.5, -110, Jim.
You are in business. Baylor -6.5 at -110 at home in McLean Stadium, Waco, Texas. We roll on 12 p.m. Eastern. The number 22 Illinois Fighting Illini, saturated Fighting Illini. What that was my favorite, our favorite bet of last week. It was awesome. There's nothing I want to do more. And Rez Mob talking about doing it with Arizona. There's nothing I want to do more than back a team after losing 63-10. I don't know what that is about me, but I get enormous satisfaction off of it. And then challenging USC to travel, like all of it was just fucking wheelhouse. That last drive was, God, I loved every second of that football. I got the +6.5 at +101 too.
It was a fun game.
Oh God, was it fun. Great cap. And let's see what you have in store here. The number 22 ranked Fighting Illini, 4-1, 1-1 in the Big Ten at the Purdue Boilermakers. We're in West Lafayette, Indiana. 77 Fahrenheit, sunny, 7 miles per hour. Justin McKelvey on Purdue +9.5. Talk Sports with JT on Purdue +9.5. Let me make sure that this is all copied and pasted. I enjoy so much when I get a chance to take a breath and to go over all of these college games with your action, with the notes from cappers in the chat, watching the market move. I enjoy it so much. Let's get into line history. We have right now Purdue +9 at even money. They opened up +10. This got down to an 8. This was an 8 on Monday, and Monday morning an 8. So we've come back to a 9. And so a lot of movement. 10 down to 8, back up to 9. Let's get into the total for this one. From a total side of things, we have a 57. So this opened up at 55.5 on Sunday at 2 p.m. On Monday at 12:52 p.m. moved to 56. And on Monday night at 5 p.m. it moved to 57. We don't have cash flow on the total. All we have is the side, and we know that 54% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on Illinois. So it certainly feels that JT and Justin McKelvey are on the sharp side at this point. Certainly feels that way. So very embarrassing 63-10 loss to Indiana. Bounced back in a big way, defeating USC at home 34-32, 6.5-point dogs. Altmaier was 20-26 for 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushed for another, and caught a touchdown pass. Purdue comes in off their bye week. This is such an interesting cap. Last seen suffering their second straight loss by double digits, falling 56-30 to Notre Dame as 24.5-point dogs. Brown was 21-34 for 250 yards and a touchdown. I cannot wait to hear this breakdown. So many moving parts. I mean, we just bought Illinois low. Now do we sell them high? Floor is yours, Wine Time.
Oh, we definitely sell them high here. I don't know if you guys saw Brent Billiam after that game, man. He looked like he was on cloud 9. He was so excited, like they won the Big Ten title or something. Like he didn't think that he had enough pieces to beat USC. It was a back and forth game, but it was just a thing of beauty. The whole entire game, there was never a doubt in my mind that Illinois was not going to cover that spread. Win the game outright? I don't know, but we have a lot of questions to ask about USC going forward, but we're not talking about them today. This is a spread that I think USC probably should have been a 9.5 when USC went to Purdue, and the fact that Illinois is coming here, they've adjusted the line because they know Purdue can score it. This offense is rocking and rolling right now. It's the defense that's a big worry. It's a lot of transfers coming over from UNLV, guys that have been with Barry Odom and some other Power 4 programs that haven't really been able to adjust to some of these better offenses in the Big Ten. And, I mean, they've only played one Big Ten game, and it was USC, but I mean, from an athlete standpoint, USC absolutely blows them out the water. You know what I mean? Illinois, they were in Champaign, Illinois last week, and that place was rocking and rolling. It was a must-win game. They're going to Indiana here, West Lafayette, Indiana. Stadium's gonna be 58,000 strong. I'm actually very impressed by this fan base that Purdue has. I didn't realize, it's a total college town down there in West Lafayette. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, this place has been rocking during home games. I mean, these fans are excited that Barry Odom is bringing new life and new energy into this program. I mean, think about what he did in the transfer portal offensively. I mean, you got Brownie at the quarterback position. You've got Devin Mockabee there, who's been here for forever. I mean, this guy's a 5th-year guy. He's been with Purdue, 3 different head coaches, I think, now. And he still gets it done. He's not the best running back in the Big Ten, but he's definitely a serviceable one. What I like what they did is they bring in a guy like Michael Johnson III, Nitro Tuggle, 2 receivers from Georgia last year that played actually at Georgia, just in limited snaps. But Nitro Tuggle, I mean, he played as a true freshman for Georgia last year on that team. That's very respectable. They both came over here to Purdue. Big targets here for Ryan Brownie, who's been throwing the ball well. His turnover, though, is what worries me. He's a little bit younger. He's a sophomore. Don't get me wrong, but he very much is the quarterback one. But I want him to limit the mistakes just a little bit because he can definitely push the ball downfield. That's what this offense does. I like everything they're doing here. Illinois, you guys know me. Do I think Illinois win this game? I think they squeeze it out here because I do think Illinois is a good football team. I think Purdue's a lot better than everyone thinks, but at the same time, I think the books are adjusting because this is a 9.5 for a reason. There were 20-plus point dogs against Notre Dame and USC. I mean, is this a big step up from Notre Dame or USC? Maybe. I think Illinois is better than both those teams. I think Illinois beats them in Illinois any given day, Notre Dame or USC. We just saw them beat USC. We'd have to see Notre Dame, but spreads like this for a reason. I mean, we're not going to see 20s anymore for Purdue because we know they can cover those spreads. It's going to be a little bit difficult here at the 9.5.
Oh, looks like we have a frozen Wine Time, but he gave us the goods. We'll get him unfrozen. Shout out to 40 Kid. That's a great thing to read, man. Respect says, my favorite new channel. Running to the window here in Atlantic City to get down on Cincinnati. Thanks, guys. Love the show. Thank you, man. That's those are I really love that comment. Let's get Wine Time frozen backstage. So we will be patient here. But the move has been made here. Purdue being backed by the squad. Very curious to see what happens with this line. And that is a frozen wine time. All right, so let's roll on. So we have Purdue plus 9.5 minus 110 from Justin McKelvey, Purdue plus 9.5 minus 110 for JT, and Purdue, and I'll see what number wine time got on the Boilermakers of Purdue. So let's set up our next spot on the board here for our guy Wine Time, and it is more 12 p.m. monster action. Wisconsin Badgers 2-2, 0-1 in the Big Ten at the number 20 ranked Michigan Wolverines 3-1, 1-0 in the Big Ten. We are in Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor. 76 Fahrenheit, sunny 8 miles per hour with both teams coming in off their bye week. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We will start with the total. We have a 43.5. 43.5. This opened up at 42. It initially dropped to 41.5 before it started climbing up to 43.5. So we have a 1.5 move towards the over. Let's get to the point spread here for this one. We have Michigan minus 16.5 and minus 125. Opened up at 16, climbed up to 17, then dropped down to 16.5. So we have a half-point move towards the Wolverines. Cash-wise for Michigan, Wisconsin, we have, here we go, Wine Time back in business. Wine Time, we're setting up Michigan, Wisconsin, but we do want to get the official action. But let's set this one up first. 84% of tickets, 89% of cash on Michigan, 91% of tickets, 92% of cash on the over. So my low point of the college football season was the 27-10 loss to Maryland. That was the low point for me this year. It was so horrible. And, fire fickle going through Camp Randall Stadium as it should be. It was astonishing. The idea that, you had the Maryland transfer, Billy Edwards Jr. back to face his former team. We hadn't seen him since he sprained his knee one full series back early in the year in the season opener. And, he limps away and Danny O'Neil comes and it was just like, turn it off, find something else to do or drink heavily. Danny O'Neil was terrible, 14-22 for 120 yards and interception. The offensive line was beyond comprehension. This is Wisconsin. I mean, to see there's 3 redshirt freshmen. They lose Dylan Jones to a lower body injury. Their running back too. It got worse and it got worse and it got worse. It was atrocious. And now they come in off a bye, as does Michigan. Michigan comes in off a 30-27 victory. Nebraska is 1.5 point favorites. I love when you talk about Bryce Underwood because I still don't know what the hell we're going to get from him. A 5-star freshman. He was 12 of 22 for 105 yards, but he scored that first touchdown on a 37-yard run that had, fans losing their minds for what Underwood can possibly do as we move forward. So what the hell do we do here with both teams coming off a bye? Is this a buy low spot for Wisconsin or are they a garbage fire? Fickle is now 15-15. As a Wisconsin coach. Can you believe that? He's lost his last 7 games against Power 4 opponents. Trash. And it was awful having money on Wisconsin. It was just as sick a feeling as I've had in a while. Take it away, Wine Time. Badgers, Wolverines, and Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah, this Wisconsin team is not good, guys. I think even with Billy Edwards out there, the offense can definitely move a little bit better, but it's still in question on if he's going to play, if he's going to be able to give it a go. Luke Fickell said that he pretty much took it easy all last week to get ready for this game. I do assume he's going to be ready to rock and roll. I just don't know why the spread is the way it is. Maybe because it is a big brand like Michigan, but this is still 2 pretty Big Ten blue-collar programs. I don't know if you can really necessarily say that so much about Wisconsin as bad as they've been playing. You mentioned it, conference play for them. It can't get worse than what it is right now. And I believe they extended Fickell this last offseason. Didn't make a lot of sense by that. and I think they're quickly regretting that decision. What does Wisconsin do well, though, guys? They are able to stop the run. They were able to stop the run game from Bama pretty well. Simpson destroyed them through the air, but Wisconsin, their defensive line and their run stoppers, their linebackers, their middle linebackers, those guys have been good at stopping the run. You really got to beat them through the air. And listen, this is Bryce Underwood. We know what he can do with his legs. This guy's a dynamic athlete, 5-star kid. He's worth so much money already. He's a millionaire before he ever took a college snap. I get all that. Deserves everything he's getting right now because he's playing some pretty good ball. It's his receivers, I think, a little bit. Michigan, they never necessarily known for their wide receivers, and it's for a reason. I mean, a lot of these guys end up getting drafted and play better in the NFL, but they just really can't get it together. I think it's more the scheme than anything. But listen, you got a guy like Justice Haynes, the running back from Michigan. This guy's one of the best running backs in the conference, maybe even in the nation right now. This guy's been getting a little bit of Heisman talk just because of what he's been able to do. They got a redshirt freshman like Jordan Marshall. This guy was a very high recruit coming into Michigan. We're going to see this guy get a lot more touches, I think, going forward as well. And I think they're going to really emphasize the run game here, which is kind of tough to beat Wisconsin on, which is why I'm on the under, guys. I moved on the under 43 plus 100. I could have got a 43.5 out of minus 110. I just decided to take the 43 to get even money here. I think both teams are going to run the ball, as we know Wisconsin's probably going to do, because we know if Billy Edwards ain't out there, they're not going to really be able to throw it. And I think even when he is out there, this is still a really good Michigan defense. This is still a pretty good Michigan team. Do I think they deserve to be ranked? I don't know, because they haven't really played. They lost to Oklahoma. They beat Nebraska in Lincoln. It's an impressive win because you're on the road in a hostile environment for a true freshman. The run game, though, is really successful for this Michigan team. I think both teams are going to want to slow this game down. This is a classic two blue-collar programs that are going to run the ball, slow this game down, and I think we're going to see a clear-cut under, which is why we have a total at 43 and a half right now. I actually think this was lower at some point. Jimmy, if you could maybe run those for me, tell me if how low this total did get. I just find it hard to believe that this is going to get to 40 with both of these teams that are going to want to run the ball and that can't really get it done through the air. I think the line's kind of telling us that with this low total of 43 and a half with two Big Ten programs. So if you could, Jimmy, could you read me off the numbers for that?
Yes, definitely. Do we think Dylan Jones is good to go?
Let me see.
I've looked it up. I couldn't find.
I'd have to look at some interviews, but I mean, they're both coming off bye weeks. So that means neither of these, whoever was questionable probably going into last week, they got some extra downtime. They're probably back to practice this week. I'm going to assume he's going to play. But I'll have to look that up as well. But yeah,
I think this is a nice number for you. It is climbing, but I don't see, for me, it's a very low total. And the first thing was that it was bet to the under. So open up 42 and it's bet down to 41 and a half.
Got it.
Then it starts climbing. The first time it goes up to 42 and a half, comes back to 42. Now we've gone from 42 and a half to 43 to 43 and a half, with it being slightly juiced to the over. It's a very low number, very low number for Michigan. But
I mean, Michigan could probably cover this spread and still go under, because I don't know how Wisconsin's going to really score. I've watched this team, seems like every week, because I've had something in one of their games one way or another, and it just looks awful out there. The product they're putting out the field on the offense, it's crazy, because the teams know that they're going to run. And when the team knows you're going to run, they're going to dare you to throw the ball downfield, and your quarterback can't do that, like Danny O'Neal. If Billy Edwards isn't good to go, I think they got to go with their third string, whoever that is. I'd have to do a deep dive into that. But I don't think Danny O'Neal is going to be a solution for this team on the offense.
God, he looked so bad. But, I mean, you need an offensive line to protect you. If you're not being protected, we don't know. It's Aubrey's saying he's just seeing the lower body injury versus the Terps. Under 43 at plus 100 for wine time in Wisconsin, Michigan. Before we move on, there's no such thing as a buy low spot with these Badgers, is what I'm getting, because this could be a Gundy situation. This could be Fickle fired, light the shit on fire and restart. Yeah.
I think that is going to happen here, because they're going to lose this game. It's just if they get blown out or not. Taking a couple losses at home already this season, not good.
I never as we've talked about often.
What?
That's the first three under two, baby.
Go.
As I tell you guys, I'm a guy for team totals. I will always gravitate to if I'm going to bet a team total, it's the favorite under and the dog over. Like I got saved with my Florida Atlantic action because I had Florida Atlantic team total over 23.5. I will always add the dog team total over. But here it feels like Wisconsin's not going to do a goddamn thing out there. And let's just see how low this number is, because it might just be, too low. But, it's not like Michigan's going to let up. They're especially defensively, because Michigan has had question marks about what they're doing defensively. So the Wisconsin team total, oh my God.
What is it?
It's here at 3, it's 13.5.
Jeez,
minus 125. I don't think they get there though.
No. There's no way Wisconsin scores I don't even know how they scored 10 points. Like, it's because how are they going to get in the end zone? Like, they're going to have to be forced to kick a couple field goals. And if they get down by too much, are they going to keep kicking field goals? Maybe they did against who was it? I think it was their last opponent that they faced when they were down a lot and they were kicking field goals down multiple scores. It was kind of crazy to watch. But I question a lot of things that are going on over there in Wisconsin. I feel bad for that program because it's a program that I've made money off backing over the years, and that home crowd is definitely have an advantage there. And you definitely can recruit good. And I think Wisconsin, they've got to have some kind of NIL money, but Fickle might be better at a spot maybe in the Mountain West, something like that next. Not saying like he's a bad coach or anything, but I think he might. He's definitely taken a step back.
If you say fuck Fickle, you can't stop saying it. Like you'll be walking around all day going, fuck Fickle. I couldn't. Oh God, fire Fickle, fuck Fickle. This team total under. So I have bet team total unders at this low of a number, and it's when you're putting your foot down on the throat of a dying team, and I think it makes sense here. The team total under for Wisconsin. I think I move on it.
Let me look at what was the spread 2 years ago when these guys played in Michigan? I mean, the last 5 games, Jim, so 2017, Wisconsin was a -6.5 favorite. 2018, Michigan was a -10. 2019, Wisconsin -3.5. 2020, Wisconsin 6.5. 2021, Michigan +1.5. We've never seen a spread this high with these two programs since I've been betting college football. It's just, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is crazy. Like, why are they this much a favorite? It should probably be a must bet on Michigan too. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm going to have to get on a Wisconsin team total. I'm already on the under in this game. I don't know if I move on Michigan, but this just seems like it's a Michigan smash spot in Wisconsin.
A final score of 20-3 or 23-6 or so kind of a thing. I would rather focus on Wisconsin because we see teams, we don't, I don't know exactly what's going on in the locker room. If they don't want Fickle there either, they just let go. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to take a beating for this asshole. But I like your look. It's climbing, but with it climbing, you would expect that the team total really won't move because Michigan will become a bigger favorite.
Yeah.
So I think the team total under is pretty safe. I'm very interested in it. Let's roll on, my friend. That was Wisconsin, Michigan in Ann Arbor. What was the number you got for the Purdue game?
Purdue game. Apologies, guys. Internet. No. I got to get that taken care of. +9.5, -110 Purdue.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's roll on. This is going to be fun. Okay. Next up for us, 3:30 p.m. Eastern action. We have the number 9 ranked Texas Longhorns getting their SEC schedule on the way at the Florida Gators. 1-3, 0-1 in the SEC. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville, 81 Fahrenheit, light rain, and 14-mile-per-hour wind. So this is the one spot where, as the weather's so incredible across North America, there is some wind and there's light rain all day, which we will talk about as well in the Hurricane Florida State spot. Let's get into the line history here. This one popping off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And we have a total of 42. I imagine, like myself, a lot of you have been cashing on unders in Florida games. The Florida-Miami number, I first half in full game, the full game at 51.5. Are you kidding me? Is anybody watching these guys play football? So this total opened up at 43.5, and it has dropped to 42. Let's get to the line, the spread market here. We have this spread with Florida +7 at -118. They opened up at +7 and immediately went to 6.5, like immediately. Then back to 7, back to 6.5, bouncing back and forth, and now we have a 7. This 7 is really juiced to Florida, so there's a lot of 6.5s in the marketplace. But it's only moved 3 cents. The 7 opened at -115. It's -118 now. The Godfather says, take Florida money line. Manning is trash, says the Godfather. Big Arch. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this Florida-Texas spot. And just give me 1 second while I find it. Here we go. And we have side and total market cash here. 56% of tickets and 73% of the cash on the Longhorns. 58% of tickets on the under and 71% of cash on the under. JT leaning towards the Longhorns here. Both teams coming in off their bye week, as the same situation we just discussed with Wisconsin and Michigan. Both teams coming off their bye week. Texas was last seen laying the boots to Sam Houston at home, 55-0. It's a 39.5-point favorite. I mean, who cares? But Arch Manning probably needed the confidence. He threw for 309 yards and 3 touchdowns. Florida comes in off its 3rd straight loss. This is their worst start since 1986. 26-7 at Miami's 8.5-point dogs. Billy Napier's record with the Gators, 20-22. How Napier and Fickle have jobs? How do they drive nice cars to a facility? They shouldn't be able to. The Gators were outgained 344-141. The Gators were 0 for 13 on 3rd down. That's the worst showing by any FBS team since 2022. TJ Lagway was 12 of 23 for 61 yards. That's Florida's lowest yardage since 119 against Alabama in 1999. But are the Longhorns overrated? Is it a buy low spot for the Gators? Does anybody still believe in Napier and the squad and Lagway? Wine Time is here to answer those very important questions. Take it away, Wine Time. Longhorns, Gators in Gainesville.
It's a fun game, man. Gainesville, this place is going to be rocking and rolling despite their record, guys. This is definitely going to be a very hostile environment over here in Florida. We talk about it all the time. They're going to be cooking some gator out there. You know what I mean? And Texas coming to town, the number 9 team. This is one of the worst number 9 teams I've seen in the nation in quite some time. Not talent-wise, just execution-wise. This team's not really playing that well. I think it starts from the top. I think it starts with Arch Manning at the quarterback position. I've heard some fans kind of chant that they kind of want to see a little bit of Matthew Caldwell, the transfer from the FCS level. He's actually been able to move the ball a little bit when he's came in there in limited situations. He's a guy that's more likely going to sit there in the pocket and deliver the ball. They're not going to move away from Arch, obviously, but just wanted to make a little statement about that. CJ Braxter, redshirt sophomore running back for Texas. They got Jared Gibson back there as well. I like this team. I mean, this team is loaded. There's a reason why they're the number 9 team in the nation, but this is definitely, I think, a buy. I think this is a perfect spot to buy Florida when no one else wants to take Florida here. Why are they only a 7-point dog against the number 9 team in the nation? Florida has not been able to move the ball. From an X&O standpoint, I can see why. You look at this Florida offense run, and it's not good. They haven't been able to move the ball. They've got the weapons to do it. Billy Napier knows that his job is on the line here. I think specifically, maybe even in this ball game, even if they take a loss here, I don't know. He might be fired immediately with a 1-4 start ultimately. But I think Florida is going to be able to hang tight with these guys. I got a +7 at -110. It's low. I think this should have been at least a 10 here. Texas coming to town, but I think Florida does have a big home field advantage here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. This place is going to be rocking, 90,000 strong. This place is going to be sold out. You got to get the ball to your playmakers. DJ Lagway, I mean, this guy's got every tool in the shed to be good when you look at him from a physical trait standpoint. He's just got to execute. He's got to execute. He's got to move the ball a little bit downfield. He's got to get the ball in the hands of his playmakers. Guys like J. Michael Sturdivant, guys like Vernell Brown, guys like Eugene Wilson. You also have to keep in mind, guys, this Florida team is very young. They have a lot of true freshmen that are playing on almost every single down. I mean, Vernell Brown, the wide receiver, is playing. They've got a lot of young guys that Billy Napier has been able to recruit with the kind of NIL money that Florida has. We know they have a ton, and they're able to get good talent. They got to execute. This is the biggest game of the season for them. SEC game right here. Texas coming to town. They know if they take care of business today, they're going to win the fan base back. And Billy Napier is going to be able to coach for at least a couple more games. I think this game means a lot more to Florida. I'm not high on this Texas team by any means. I don't think this Texas team is very good. I don't think that they're going to be there in the SEC title when it all comes down to it. Not saying Florida will either, but at the same time, you're going to give me 7 points in my back pocket. Give me Florida +7 -110. I think they beat these guys outright, and Texas gets a loss on their season. I think Gainesville is going to be rocking and rolling. I remember last year when we talked week 1, it was Miami against Florida. Everyone was just murdering me in the comments. Like, have you not know Gainesville? Like, this place is going to be rocking, and Miami took care of business, but they weren't wrong. I mean, they're not. Listen, guys. This team is Florida. I mean, this place is going to be rocking, and this is going to be a true road test for Texas. I think that they're going to get in Arch's head a little bit. We're going to see some pre-snap penalties. We're going to see some false starts and maybe some delayed games and see Arch out there not being able to hear much. So give me Florida +7. I think they could beat these guys outright, Jim.
That's a wildly exciting call here. I mean, if this line doesn't move off the 6.5, I'll have to bet it as well. I wonder here with this total dropping, did you think about a Texas team total under?
I did, and I'm still close to that, Jim. What numbers are we looking at right now for a Texas team total under? I can't pull them. I can't. I'd have to.
I got you. Now, again, this is at 365. You can find better lines. This book will. It's just a public book that's easy to navigate. That's why I always have it up. 25.5.
Yeah, I 100% the under. I don't know if I'm going to see a 25.5 when it comes available. I don't even have the team totals up yet right now. So I definitely like the team total under here for Texas. I mean, this Florida defense, that hasn't been the problem. It's been the offense. We know Florida can make some stops on defense, and they've got a quarterback, Arch Manning. He's still somewhat new. He had so much high expectations coming into this year as the Heisman, all this stuff. Didn't really see a lot of gameplay. It was just more from his name, you know what I mean? And this is going to be a tough road environment for him. Is this, other than Ohio State, this is their first true road test, and I think it's going to be a hostile environment. I like that team total under for Texas because I find it hard to believe they'll even score 20 points in this one. It's got a low total here for a reason. I'm not going to move on the total just because it keeps dropping. I think I could have gotten like a 43.5 a couple of days ago. It's crazy how this line is just moving down, and we might even see 40s. We're seeing some storms, so maybe it's a delay of game in this one, Jim. You know what I mean? And this game doesn't go for a couple hours, and it favors Florida. We know their fans are still going to be there through that, so give me Florida.
Chappie Funk makes a good point here before we move on, and I kind of have my plan together. Florida's not going to be able to score much. I mean, aren't we certain of that?
Yeah, because Texas has a pretty good defense. They have a good defense as well. I mean, what did they hold Ohio State to 14 points? You know what I mean? They have a good defense. So I like the full game under.
Do you like the full game under better than the team total under for Texas?
No, I like the team total under better just because I think we could have probably gotten some more value on that under. What was there not a 43.5 a couple days ago, Jim?
Yes, and let me go back to it exactly here.
I thought even yesterday, I thought I saw 43.5, and I was like, wow. But it might have been a 42.5.
The Florida unders have been printing money. It's been so easy. So here we have. So right now, I'm looking. The sharpest books out there have 41s.
Wow. Yeah.
This is I'm looking at the 42 -1. Yeah, it opened up 43.5. And it lasted there for 18 hours.
There's been a lot of movement, I think, in like the last 48 hours. Let's see.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm getting 42 -115 right now, actually, at one of my books right now. And Florida actually up to a -118 on that +7. So that's interesting.
Yeah, this is this is worth an investment for multiple reasons. The main one is this game's going to be heaven on Saturday afternoon. Like it's and I will be in Niagara Falls.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, celebrating my birthday on this very day. I need birthday action here, and I think this is just the spot here.
Go.
Wine time on Florida +7 at -110. If he adds anything here, anything in this game that you add on X, I always double check with your X, will be count as official here. San Francisco 49er cashing with Bobby over 4.5Ks. Love to see it. 49er. Let's roll on. Oh, wow. Was I thankful that you got some money back from your UCLA Bruins, man. And not only was I thankful, but I was jealous. I was also jealous. They came back in the fourth quarter because at the halftime I was like, "Oh no, poor wine time, and I was like, "Oh, good thing you didn't join them on this." And then of course, big fourth quarter for the Bruins.
Huge.
That they're like Skipper's debut at Bruins stay winless, but hey, they got you paid and they got some money back. It was funny. The one comment we had on the video was, "Well, you should stop betting UCLA. That's the first thing you start doing." And so I was happy that you got paid. So Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. First question I have: we saw their last home game have 15,000 people. We have the Penn State Nittany Lions coming to the Rose Bowl. It's a beautiful day on Saturday, 72 Fahrenheit, sunny, no wind, 2 miles per hour. How many people will be at the Rose Bowl?
It's funny, Jim. I heard it from a beat writer. UCLA actually gave away free tickets to their last game against New Mexico. As kids go in free, I think under the age of 10, which is why we saw a lot of kids being shown out on this. I don't know how much profit they made from a ball game there because there was no actual fans there. There might be 15,000 Penn State fans there this weekend. We'll see because after that loss, but at the same time, I mean, how often do you get to come out to Pasadena this time of year? It's a nice time, beginning in October. It's still going to be a nice day. They can experience the Rose Bowl. It's definitely going to be a Penn State kind of crowd.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the flights were booked long ago.
Yeah, right? For sure.
The Oregon loss didn't taint it. So as you guys have known, if you've been watching me cap football, I've been betting first half and full game unders and not splitting a unit. And now I'm okay with that. I've been trying to get my unit size, as we all are trying to get our unit size to go up. And the fact that I'm now doubling up all of my totals, I'm very comfortable with. And if I had have only had the full game under in Oregon, Penn State, I don't even know if I'd be sitting here right now. I would be so angry because the cap was so right. And losing that in double overtime was the problem when you have such a big lead on an under going in overtime. It's like, oh, I could still get there. It could still happen. Oh, it could still happen. It was rip my beating heart out of my chest. It was a Mortal Kombat finishing move. I was so angry, and it changed my night drastically. You guys know how big a difference 7-6 is to 8-5. It's a huge difference financially, and it made me livid. But we move on. Penn State comes in off that 30-24 double overtime loss at home to Oregon as 3.5-point favorites. UCLA comes in off the 17-14 loss at Northwestern as 6.5-point dogs in Skipper's debut as the UCLA Bruins coach. And there's been more changes amongst the coaching staff in UCLA.
I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear you talk about that. This total opened up at 50. It's moved to 49.5. We have a half-point move towards the under. When we get to the point spread here for this one, 3:30 p.m. How much money can Wine Time get back from the UCLA Bruins? That's what's happening now. He got some back last week. Can he get more? This opened up with Penn State minus 25.5. They're minus 25 now. It initially was moving towards Penn State, but it stopped. And the plus 25 is juiced towards the Bruins. When we get to the cash flow, we have no information on the total, but we know that 68% of tickets, 73% of cash is on Penn State. So obviously you can look at this as a buy low opportunity on the Nittany Lions. It still could be that for UCLA. Wine Time, take it away. UCLA Bruins hosting the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, didn't move on anything sidewise in this game, although I did kind of have a lean towards UCLA. But yeah, Tino Sinceri and UCLA mutually agreed to part ways for the remainder of the season. You guys remember me hearing him talk about this guy. It's funny, he's a good friend of Big Ragu's son's best friend, and he went to school with Big Ragu's son. So he got some tight knots there. And I was excited to have him come in. I heard all of his interviews. I thought he said all the right things. It's just a tough spot, but also at the same time, he couldn't move the ball. And UCLA does still have some talent over there offensively, but so they mutually agree to part ways. What do? They promote my guy, Jerry Neuheisel. You guys know Rick Neuheisel, coached UCLA for years, went to UCLA. Never coached anywhere else after UCLA fired him. Just works over at CBS Network. Guy absolutely loves and breathes UCLA, football specifically. Jerry Neuheisel, guys, a little side note, 2013 I graduated. So 2013 I graduated high school, and me and my buddies that September, so it was 3 months after we graduated, we go down to AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, for the UCLA at Texas game. Brett Hundley, believe it's his junior year. You know, it was a really hype going into that year with Anthony Barr, Zumwalt, Kendricks, all those guys. First quarter, Brett Hundley goes down. Jerry Neuheisel comes in, ends up throwing a bomb with a minute and a half left. And that place was rocking. There were so many UCLA fans there. I just have so many good memories on that road game that we went to. And this guy lives and breathes UCLA football as well. I don't know how he's going to be as a play caller because he hasn't had those opportunities yet, although he was the passing game coordinator since last year, but not specifically calling offensive plays. I think it was a promotion because he's just a UCLA guy. Get into this game, guys. Jimmy Knowles against Jerry Neuheisel. Jimmy Knowles, one of the best defensive coordinators in all of college football. It's going to be hard for Jerry to come up with a game plan here, which is why I'm on the under 50.5 minus 110. I find it hard to believe this game even gets to 45. I find it hard to believe that it even gets to 40. I think Penn State offense definitely has a lot of struggles. The thing is, though, they're going to be able to move the ball on the ground against this UCLA defense, but it's also going to eat up a lot of clock. And UCLA offensively, I don't really think they're going to be able to get much, but also at the same time, I don't think Penn State's going to score 40 on UCLA by any means here. I think they could probably score 30. This is like a 30-10 type of ball game, and UCLA somehow covers. But I think this is a clear-cut under. I think that it's going to be tough for UCLA to score against a veteran defensive coordinator, and Penn State is absolutely desperate. I mean, they're not really necessarily worried about covering spreads, just winning ball games. They know how bad they need to come here on a road game against a team that's 0-4, that's trying to get a win. They almost got a win against Northwestern on the comeback, and a team that they – you can't take lightly. UCLA is not a good football team this year, but you can't take them lightly at the same time. I think they're going to want to slow this game down, burn the clock, score when they can, and then probably play it safe football for the rest of the game. And this game stays put for a quarter or so. Give me the under 50.5 minus 110. Love this under. I think both teams are going to run the ball, and UCLA is not going to be able to score too much. And Penn State's offense hasn't really showed us that they can score too much either. I think Franklin's holding back Coach K over there or something, that the play calls have to be going through Franklin, because this offense that they're running just doesn't look like it did a year ago, especially towards the end of the season. And I thought in the beginning of the season, they weren't showing us enough, but they didn't really show us much in that game either, other than the fourth quarter. So it's difficult. Give me the under.
I like it. I like where you're at. I like this card a lot that you are putting together. Under 50.5 minus 115 for Wine Time Sports. And you must follow him on X if you want to beat the line moves, as this is dropping, and I expect it to drop further. Wine Time on the under 50.5. We roll on. We have 2 games left on today's show, and they're big ones and fun ones. Let's move on. 7 p.m. Eastern. The number 11th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders, 4-0, 1-0 in the Big 12 at the Houston Cougars, 4-0, 1-0 in the Big 12, although it's not been nearly as beautiful as the Texas Tech 4-0. Can we call it a debacle at Oregon State as 11.5-point favorites?
We talked about Corvallis, Jim, on that Friday. I said it was and fun. The fun thing is, Jim, I didn't even realize school had started that week. So their prior home games, that's why it wasn't rocking and rolling out there. All the students were there for that game. I don't know how much we can back Corvallis going forward because they're 0-4, but at the same time, yeah, that was I watched that game from start to finish. That was a fun one.
It was a fun one. I was off, but I was beating myself up the whole time. I thought they were beaten up off those 2 road games, but you're right. The difference, you come back and you play at home in front of a packed house. The looking back at it, it was a pretty blatant mistake not being on the Beavers. Here we are in Houston, Texas. It's gorgeous on Saturday night. 82 Fahrenheit, sunny, 6 mile per hour winds. This is fun Texas Tech, Houston Cougars. Texas Tech coming in off their bye week. Let's get into the line history here for this 7 p.m. spot. We have, here we go. We have Houston plus 11 at minus 113. They opened up at 10.5, quickly went to plus 13. That was all on Sunday. Now we're down to an 11. It did get all the way down to 10.5. The reason why I was beating myself up was because we talked about Houston being in a look-ahead spot. And the fact that I didn't move on it really, really bothered me. Let's get into the total for this one. We have this total at 51.5. It opened at 51. The immediate move was towards the under. It's kind of bounced up to 51 and then bounced back down again. Right now we have a 51.5, a half point move towards the over. When we get to the cash flow, we have 57% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the Houston Cougars. So that would explain how it went from 13.5 to 10.5. Remember, it opened up at 10.5, climbed up to 13.5, and then that was increments, slowly in increments, and then it comes down heavy. So obviously a big bet was placed on the Houston Cougars. From a total standpoint, 80% of tickets are on the over, 92% of cash is on the over, and they've only moved it a half run up. So not much there. So we have the injury here, and it's being talked about here from Brandon in our chat that Morton cleared concussion protocol over the weekend, and McGuire said he would start for the Red Raiders. That's a big deal here. We last saw Texas Tech win their fourth straight game to open the year, 34-10 at Utah's 3.5-point dogs. It's possibly the most impressive performance of the season that we've seen from any team, to go into that hostile of a territory and then dominate as the game goes on, dominate with Will Hammond in there. 4 scoring drives. I mean, you thought at that point that they were going to be in trouble, and it was clearly the opposite. Hammond threw for 169, two touchdowns. He ran for 61 yards. Morton, we saw him get slammed by Jonathan Hall into the turf, opening drive of the third quarter. And it was 10-3 at that point. Who would have thought that Will Hammond comes in and the final score is 34-10? And we talked about Houston coming in off a very underwhelming 27-24 overtime victory at Oregon State as 11.5-point favorites. Weigman threw for 270 yards. He had, they came back. Look, they showed character coming back in a hostile territory, but one team wins in Utah, the other team wins in Corvallis. 4-0 are the Cougars. Their best start since 2016. This is a rarefied air for the Houston Cougars. Wine time, take it away. Houston, Texas Tech, Houston Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Willie Fritz, guys. I mean, what does this guy do? It takes him a year or two to get into these programs. This guy's been doing it for decades, man. This guy started off as like a high school head coach, just made his way slowly up into forming these small programs and to winners, and he just consistently moves up. I thought it was a bad thing, him taking this Houston job. I thought it was an absolute shithole in Houston. This program, at least where they were at the time when they got him, I thought that he could probably hold off another year and get a better job. No, he took the Houston job. And I mean, this fan base is behind him. I mean, their home crowds are actually been rocking and rolling out there. And Texas Tech, coming into town here. This isn't in Lubbock, Texas. This is in Houston, Texas, a little crosstown rival here, or in-state rival, I should say. I like this Houston team. I was on Oregon State last week, guys, but I actually do like this Houston team. I like Connor Weigman. I think this kid's a gamer. I think he's a perfect kind of quarterback for Willie Fritz. I think that, man. I mean, if this guy was still at A&M, I couldn't even imagine how good A&M would be, because this guy's just a gamer. He's not afraid to put his shoulder down at someone. He can make all the throws on the field. Definitely struggled in the first half in that Oregon State game. I think it was more of the offensive game plan. And like we touched on it was more of a look-ahead spot going into this game. You're getting a home game in Big 12 play against Texas Tech. This is probably the big dog in the Big 12 right now. If you're in the Big 12, this is the team you're scared of, is Texas Tech. But they're not playing in Lubbock. They're not going to be playing in that hostile environment. They're going to be playing in an environment in Houston, Texas. It's only about 40,000 people, but People are going to be rocking and rolling. I like Dean Connors at running back. I like Stacey Sneed too as well. Like a couple of the receivers they have in Kobe Young, redshirt freshman out there, good receiver. I like this team, and I moved on plus 12. You can get an 11.5 right now. I think at one book you can still get an 11 right now. Maybe wait and you just maybe gets back to a 12. I don't know though. If you said you say how much money was on Houston, Jim?
Whew. This is obviously some huge bets have come in on them. We have them 57% of the tickets, 95% of the cash. The action hasn't come in yet in college football, so it's sharp action, and we saw the line sway heavily when it came in.
Yeah, give me Houston. I got them plus 12, minus 110, guys. I don't think they win this game outright. I do think they can keep this within a score or two, though, against a Texas team that is really just going into Houston trying to get a win. They've got an even bigger game next week. I believe, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, it's ASU next week against Texas Tech in Lubbock. So it's definitely a look-ahead spot for Texas. Can you just confirm that, Jimmy, whenever you see that?
Yeah.
I believe that it is a look-ahead spot, though. In Houston, they're going to be fighting for this win here. Big 12 play here. They were just on the road in a hostile environment. Same time, I mean, I was very impressed with Texas Tech did in that second half against Utah and that backup quarterback Hammond. I mean, I like Byron Bourne. I thought he could make every throw on the field. I thought this guy was going to be a top quarterback in the Big 12. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. I'm sure he's going to go out there to start this game. And if he struggles a little bit, maybe they bring in Hammond, which be kind of
a week early. You're a week early. Texas Tech is hosting Kansas next week.
Ooh, and that's going to be a good matchup too, because Kansas is still a pretty good program. Not quite a look-ahead spot as ASU would be, but I think that Houston can stay. I think if you can get anything over a 10 in this, it's good money. I think if it ever gets below a 10, I mean, I'll love that even more, but I think that's where it really, so I would stay away from it. If it was like a 9.5, I would still take the 10. I think Houston can stay within double digits of this team, if not stay within one score at home. They're going to want to get this win here. I'm not sure if they get it, but they're going to give their best effort.
These are fun breakdowns. Sad that it's coming to an end. Our final spot on the board is a massive one. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the Miami Hurricanes 4-0, opening up their ACC account, coming in off their bye week and heading to Tallahassee, Florida to take on the Florida State Seminoles. So we have the same sort of weather issues that we have in the Gators game. 81 Fahrenheit, light rain, 10 miles per hour. If you are looking at these two spots, the big difference in the Longhorns Gators game is it's windier. The wind is supposed to die down a bit by nighttime. And so we have 10, and then it goes down to 9 miles per hour winds. So let's take a look at the line history here. Wine Time, great job here with college football. Fun getting a chance to kind of take a breath and spend time capping these games without the full MLB schedule. This total opened up at 54.5. It climbed up to 55.5 and then dropped back to 54.5. So we have no movement, 2 cents of movement on the under here. Then from a point spread standpoint, Saturday night action. God, I need action on this one. A Saturday night action, we have a big move towards the Seminoles. Shout out, I got my Florida State hat right over there. A gift from the big Ragu himself. This opened up as a look ahead. It's important, imperative that this was the look ahead, was a 7. Then on Saturday at 2 p.m., it comes out as a 4. So there was a difference when it came out on Saturday. Then the move started going towards Miami. It started moving towards the look ahead, 4 to 4.5 to 5. This is all within 45 minutes of the line being available. 2 hours later, it's a 6. It starts getting juiced. So now we're Sunday morning. It's a juice 6, and then it stops. Sunday night, money starts pouring in, we imagine, on Florida State, at least sharp action. It looks as if this is going to be a 4, and we see it at a 4. It looks like it's only a 4 at sort of not the books we consider the sharpest. The sharpest books still are hanging a 4.5. that 4.5 is juiced towards Florida State. When you get to the cash flow for the spot here, I should have had this set up. I had the other ones, and here we go. 60% of the tickets, 86% of the cash on Florida State. 66% of the tickets on the over, but just 49% of cash on that over. So we last saw Miami in a dominant 26-7 victory at home over the Gators, 8.5-point favorites. Fletcher rushed for 116 yards and a touchdown. Marty Brown rushed for 2 touchdowns. Carson Beck was 17 of 30 for 160 yards and an interception. He didn't look that good. Beck is now 3-0 all time against Florida. Only in the last 25 years, only former Georgia quarterbacks have gone 3-0 against Gators. Jake Fromm and Aaron Murray. The Gators were outgained badly, 344 to 141. Florida State comes in up the 46-38 double overtime loss at Virginia, perfectly predicted by our friend Wine Time Sports. Now we're back for more. Wine Time, take it away. Hurricanes, Seminoles, Tallahassee, Florida. Floor's yours.
Man, Charlottesville was going nuts last week, guys. That storm field was one for the books. Feel bad for my guy Squirrel White that was going for that pass and gets absolutely run over by all those fans. Shout out to Squirrel White. He's actually a really dynamic receiver, and I think we're going to see him get involved a lot in this game. Similar with a guy like Deuce Robinson, these guys they brought in from the transfer portal. Norvell knew his job was on the line here going into the season. What does he do? He fires both of his coordinators. He gets Gus Malzahn to call the plays, and he gets my guy Tony White over to call the defensive plays from Nebraska. Defense didn't look too good against that Virginia team. They couldn't really make a stop, which does have me a little bit of concerns. But at the same time, that was just such a Virginia spot. Like just from a market standpoint, from a situational standpoint, from everything, it seemed like Virginia was going to cover and win that ball game, and they did. And Norvell was really upset after that loss. They were right there the entire game. They could have won the game. This right here, I think is going to mean a little bit more, especially because it's an in-state Florida rivalry here. Miami's first, road game here. You know what I mean? It's in the state of Florida. It's crazy how soft some of these schedules are for some of these big-time programs like Miami. I mean, they're not going to really hit the road until another week after this weekend. It's kind of crazy to me. With that being said here, Tallahassee is going to be rocking and rolling. This fan base, they saw the people in Charlottesville on Friday. They're going to show out even more in this game. I think this is a big letdown spot for Miami. Carson Beck looked really good in that first game. A lot of people are like, oh, he is really good. Look at his last couple performances. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions the last 2 games. That's at home. Something to keep in mind, guys, a lot of the pre-snap penalties that have been happening with this Miami program, and they haven't even had a road game yet, which has a lot of concerns for me because it seems like there's a lot of miscommunication on that offensive line, an offensive line that is very talented and good, but they've had too much miscommunication problems there, and there's been too many pre-snap penalties on this offense, and you're going to go to a hostile environment like Tallahassee where these fans are going to be on their feet cheering the entire game, screaming. And when you're at Miami, you don't hear anything when they're on offense, obviously, because you want it to be quiet when you're at the home field. They're going to hear a whole lot on offense going into Tallahassee, even though it's an in-state rivalry. This is going to be pretty much Florida State fans. I don't think even Miami fans are going to want to go here, especially how pissed off these fans and this team's got to be after that loss to Virginia. Give me Florida State plus 4.5, minus 110. I think Squirrel Wright's going to get involved a lot here. I think Tommy Castellanos is going to have a good game. I was not high on him coming into this season. I thought that they could have gotten a way better quarterback, and this guy's been overperforming. It is a lot of the explosive plays, guys. They've got to, if they can kind of slow this game down just a little bit and not really, executing on explosive plays is great, but when you burn 5-6 minutes off the clock, that's always better, in my opinion. They can do that on a drive or two and keep this Miami offense off the field and kind of have them thinking, second-guessing themselves when they go out there and that crowd's rocking and rolling. I think Florida State wins this game outright. I might end up tweeting out the money line before this game goes off, but I am on the plus 4.5, minus 110, but I'm very close to the money line on Florida State.
Wow. Great breakdowns all through. This is a very, very fun breakdown of college football here. Arthur Meade Jr., I love seeing you cash. Thank you for the dono to bless our action earlier and cashing your first 3 under and Bybee prop. And Con Clip says best bet Texas Tech minus anything. Let's review Wine Time's action here for the giant week of college football that awaits. Wine Time gets his card started with Cincinnati money line, the Bearcats at home against the Cyclones. Then he's on Baylor minus 6.5 at home against the Kansas State Wildcats. Then alongside Justin McKelvey and Talk Sports with JT, Wine Time is on Purdue plus 9.5 off their bye week at home against the Fighting Illini. Ron Crawford gave us his spreadsheet play of the day in college football. It is Mississippi State. That was another casher of Wine Times this past week. Get that here in the chat. Thank you for sharing that with us, Ron. Then Wine Times on the under 43 in Wisconsin, Michigan. He is on Florida Gators plus 7 at home against the Longhorns. Napier needs that. Then the under 50.5 in Penn State, UCLA. The Houston Cougars plus 12 at home against the mighty Red Raiders. And Florida State plus 4.5 minus 110 versus the Miami Hurricanes. Oh, thank you, Arthur, my man. Wishing us all the best, Arthur. Thank you for rocking with us. And thank you all for rocking with us. And thank you, Wine Time. It's what a change now. We don't have to be on here for 4.5, 5 hour shows, man. It feels like we have a whole day ahead of us, but it's going to be all spent watching baseball. Wine Time, thank you for all that you do for us, my man. I'm going to pop your X handle in the chat. Support our guy, Wine Time. He puts out all of his action, asks for nothing in return, except he wants you to beat the books. That's all he asks. Beat the books. Join him in the beating. And there's his X handle here in the chat. Wine Time, thank you, my man. Love to you and Des and the fam. Any last words for the Capper Sport and the show?
Yeah, appreciate you, Jim. Always a blast doing the show with you, my man, breaking down the card. I think we got some good action for today. And this game's 1-1 mid-fifth right now. So we've got a whole slate of baseball. I mean, not a whole slate, but 4-game slot throughout the day spread out. So I'm excited. Just one game at a time. We can focus on that one game and get that fucking cash. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Love you guys, man. I'll see you guys on Friday. I'm out.
There he is, Wine Time Sports in the house. Brandon, thank you for all that you do. Also, loved all of the notes that you were popping in for us here. We have Jose Bouquet about to join us for the closing. But I had a bad last month of the MLB season. It wasn't even really a bad last month. It was really a bad last 2 weeks or so. And I felt broken. So I felt like baseball beat me again, even though I ended up in the black. But a 1% ROI is a lot different than a 2.5% ROI. And it feels good that we're starting to climb back out of it. So we can get back to double digits, hopefully. Right now, after cashing the first 300 yesterday, I'm up only 7.78 units. We're closing in on 800 bets, so it's okay. But I need to climb out and start delivering again, and I hope to be doing that here. It was great breaking down baseball with Wine Time and TJ. Shout out to you fellas. Arthur Mead says this for the NHL season for the Rangers. I tell you what, the Canucks did not need to trade JT Miller. Teams employ psychologists for a reason. Teammates fight and say mean shit to each other. It doesn't mean they won't go to war for you. And I don't think I'll forgive the Canucks for trading JT Miller, now the captain of the New York Rangers. You need in all sports players who are going to step up in the most important moments that you can count on when the chips are down. JT Miller will not just score a winning goal for you. He'll punch you in the face. He'll fight you. I'm not. I can't. When I look at this Canucks hockey team, I'm like, what the hell happened? We were right there. We're not even close now. So I'm angry, but I'm not sure if the Rangers are going to be that good. But the fact that they give him the captaincy but we run them out of town. It's fucking bullshit. Bullshit. Sucks. I feel anger building, and I've been having a nice day. I already cashed a bet, but you know what that means. It means the Canucks are back. And Jim Benning, wherever you are, I hope you look over your shoulder and are never comfortable, because someday I will have a ski mask on and I'll hit you right in the kneecap and I'll run off and you'll never know who it was and I'll get away with it. Jim Benning, wherever you are, know that I'll get you someday. Let's bring on the backbone of our show here, the producer of this show. Please welcome Jose Bouquet. Jose, how are you?
I'm lovely, Jimmy. I'm lovely. How are you?
I'm filled with rage all of a sudden.
It got dark there for a half second.
It's so hard to build a hockey team that's capable of beating the best teams in the league. And when you get close to it, and the Canucks were close, and now they're fucking trash. And it makes me feel sick watching these soft ass Euros out there doing soft ass things. But Jose, I'm happy that you are here now. Good to see your legs in abundance, man.
Maybe they're my arms. Who knows?
They look similar.
Don't think I haven't forgotten that. Think about it every day when I look at my legs now.
You don't wear shoes on your hands. That's how I know they're your legs. Jose, let's review action here of what's left. Stacks play day number 2. Maximus Muncy over 1.5 bases here.
I like Justin's last comment. He just laid down there. I don't know exactly to remember what I was doing, but shout out to you, Justin.
Oh, we only have it here.
God, you might need glasses. Jesus Christ.
No, I do. I got LASIK and everything was great. Hey, the show's early. Finished early enough for me to call the LASIK place. I'll do that after I get my action in. See if they'll still, because I am 46. You know, almost on Saturday. When you hear Wine Time say graduated in 2013, I'm like, good God, I didn't realize I was that much older than him. So
I graduated high school in 2015. So
wow. Bellinger over 1.5 bases for Talk Sports with JT. We have JM says he wants to hear more on this Jim Benning thing. Oh yeah, don't worry. It'll come. You know, it's Rutherford who screwed us this time. Rutherford, what bothered me so much is you would expect an 80-year-old man not to be gossiping to the press. You know, you would expect a man who's been in hockey his whole life to handle things in-house and not bring them to the press. The idea, when he brought the whole Miller PD thing to the press, all of the value on JT Miller goes away. And you think Rutherford wouldn't be such a fucking idiot. He's he should be the editor of 17 magazine, not running a hockey team. Now, Rutherford is a little bit too old for me to ski mask. Benning is going to get there. So I better get after that. I better fucking get him soon. God, I want to Jim Benning. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today. Yankees -1. Razor Sharp Picks gave us Padres first 5 money line. Cease over 5.5 Ks. That brings us to you, Jose. We haven't heard your MLB action. Jose, take it away, man. We
had a great day yesterday. Just to recap real quick, I joined you guys on the Tigers series, but I took Cleveland team total under yesterday, which was awesome. I have never taken a team total under in my life in baseball, and that was a fun bet.
What? Your whole life?
That was the first one I took under, and I was like, oh my God, that was crazy. But yeah, so shout out to that. And in the Discord last night, it was a good time.
Oh, and tell us about the Discord tonight.
Yeah, a lot of highs and lows in the Discord there. Helga doesn't like me. My neighbors probably despise me, but we'll be back again on the Discord tonight. 6:00 p.m. Is the start time. We'll be watching the game there live. We're a little behind the live, but we'll be watching the game there, reacting, the whole thing. You guys can watch me act psychotic.
I will join. I will be there.
Yeah, Pete joined us for the first 3 innings because he took first 3 inning Red Sox money line. Of course, they lose 1-0. He was nonplussed, but he was in there. So shout out to Pete. We had a lot of people. Old E actually joined us. Shout out to Old E on screen as well. It was very
he's
funny.
doing you on screen.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Man. Oh man, is he setting himself up for a little NFL pub up?
I think he is. His shit didn't look bad at all. So shout out to Old D. He had me the one time, Jimmy, because he was watching the game on his TV, and he was like, "Oh my God, Jose, you're gonna want to look away from this." And Judge was stepping up, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And T was watching with us. T was at work watching in his car. And he was like, "Oh my God, Judge is about to park one," and it was just like a ground out, and I had a fucking panic attack. So shout out to Oldie, that was hilarious. So it was great, and people found out about my peacock that's running around the neighborhood right now, so that's nice.
You know, little known fact: Susie Easton, who's in our chat often, she can speak peacock.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that. I thought you were going to tell me, little known fact, Susie Easton has a giant back tat of a peacock with the head peeking out of its shoulder collar. I thought that was going to go.
I almost had one myself. But no, she can speak peacock.
Consider me interested.
Okay, well, you know what? I think we'll have to give you a phone call here where she will just speak peacock.
I will hopefully be outside, and I will find the peacock in my neighborhood. Maybe we can start a dialogue.
Oh my God! When she speaks, like peacocks stop they stop everything, and they turn and look like she. I'm not joking. Like she has the gift. She speaks peacock.
Sure.
So let's hear your goddamn action, Jose.
Okay, sorry. We just a lot of ass slapping around here in these.
I don't think there's been any ass slapping actually, Jose.
You think so? I've been slapping my own ass today.
All right,
I said we bet the Red Sox live last night plus 331. No fucking problem. Slapping ass, having a grand old time when that happened. But my Red Sox action, and I should say my action here today, I'm on the under the game.
Let's get a little slice of this. You can talk over this too, but
I mean, no, that is a little bit what I look like because I had my camera on. I was jumping around, slapping my own ass, you know.
Now he lost that race, though.
Yeah, again, the arms up at the end. You never do that when you win.
No.
You never do that when you're winning. You never do. But I'm on the Tigers to win the series with you guys, so I'm kind of just sweating out this like semi money line ish bet. By the way, are they trying to find out if he scored in time here? They're. Oh God, it does not look like the Tigers are going to get that run right there. I don't know what just happened, but I'm trying to catch up. So yeah, I guess it's 1-1. So I'm on that. I'm on the under in the Padres Cup game, under 6.5 minus 110. I was a little interested to see that there was 50% of the money on the over, but I will be slapping my own ass after that one. And I am on the Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees over 7.5 minus 105. If the and here's the thing, something I've experienced throughout the baseball season, when the market leads you to glory for the one day, it could lead you to death the second day. And the market is kind of saying that the New York Yankees are going to win this game, blah, 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 blah. But you said it, Jimmy. I heard you say it earlier. Brian Bayo, the Yankee killer. I think he goes 4 or 5 innings, a tight leash on the guy, because there will be a full Red Sox bullpen ready to go. It is the second or third, maybe best bullpen in the league or in the playoffs. The Yankees bullpen sucks. We'll see 5-6 innings of Rodon, and then they'll roll the dice with their 7, 8, 9, and I'll take my chances then. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last night on the Discord. Please join us. It's a whole lot of fun bullshitting around with each other. I'm going to wait. And when the time is right, I will pounce on Red Sox live. But pregame, it is the over 7.5 minus 105 in the Yankees game, and it is the under 6.5 in Cubs Padres.
Oh man, the market is screaming that the under 6.5 is gold in the Padres Cubs game. I'm so so certain it'll cash, but I still don't want to start betting these spots that don't correlate with my X's and O's, because then I'll start. It's the Rosie Perez school of gambling. Sometimes when you win, you really lose.
Yeah, shout out to Rosie.
Yeah, man.
JM, become a silver or gold member on the channel, or excuse me, on the YouTube channel, I should say. And then you can find it on your accounts page, or if you're having any issues, our guy Swiggy can send you the link as well. But you just become a gold or silver member on the YouTube page.
And if anybody's having trouble with that and isn't connected with Swiggy, you can just hit Jose or I on X, and we'll fix that and make that happen.
Yep. It's a good time doing these Discord live streams. It's fun. People join in. You don't have to be on camera. You can just hang out and chat with us, and it's a good time.
So I have the cash, the first 3 under 2. I have the full game under 7 in Detroit.
And the Guardian. Okay.
And then I have Tigers to win the series. I have the Padres to win the series. My only bet is on the Yankees -1. But
did you bet the Padres pre-series or after game 1?
Pre-series, which was a mistake. I did it too early. I saw that the market was very clear that the Cubs were going to take care of business game 1. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
So the question is, are we leaving money on the table, not including the Dodgers money line in any of our action?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about parlaying it with something. I definitely did. By the way, Justin was indeed in bed on Discord last night. It was very funny to see that as well. And by the way, he was in bed, and then I texted him because I knew he was watching the Aces game last night, and I texted him and he was awake for that, and I was like, well, I guess he's awake. It was very funny. And shout out to the Aces Fever game. That was a very enjoyable game to watch.
Well, Jose, thank you for rocking with us and helping us close the show. A short one here. Feels like
it's like, what the fuck? Now what do I do?
No, it's great. It's great. I'm gonna call the LASIK people.
Yeah. We actually have life things to take care of. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. So busy.
TJ did move on the Yankees Dodgers moneyline parlay at +115.
I considered moving on that, but I'm a homer bitch, as you know.
There's nothing wrong with that. Now, when it gets to this level, what is a unit matter? I get it.
Yeah, it's cutthroat now. It's extremely cutthroat. I was slandering T yesterday, and I love T, but I had to slander him because he is the enemy right now.
Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. We do. JM, Dougie Wise, Aubrey, Justin McKelvey, Kyle Fields. Thank you guys. All the Kong's Clips, Dougie Wise, TJ, Thank you for rocking with us on screen. Coin, thank you. Talk Sports with JT, San Francisco 49er, Man Bear Pig, Blackthorn.
Bear Pig was there yesterday.
Oh, really?
Shout out to Bear Pig. Yeah. He was chatting.
Did you see him on camera?
No, he was just voice chatting away with us, Vancouver guy. And it sounded like it, too. That was my favorite part. I was like, I can hear the Canada in him. So shout out to Man Bear Pig.
Arthur Mead Jr., thank you for the donos, my friend. Jose Perez, thank you for rocking with us. Andrew G. Brandon Cummings, thank you guys. Slow Jams, Arsenal. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. That is our show for today. We get back. Oh, and Nut Flush Allen. We get back to here tomorrow. But I will be following along with Jose in the live stream this evening, this very eve. Jose, my friends, can you please bless our action and leche us into the future?
Yep. And Jimmy, if things go the way that I hope they go today, and we have to do the dance in the ALDS, I wish you luck. Because I'm not going to be as kind during that week, I'm sure. But I want to wish you luck.
I can't believe it. I'm still in a state of shock that we were the number 1 seed. I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, I look forward to betting against them in game 1 because all these bye teams always come out slow in game 1. So it'll be very fascinating. And the fact, by the way, the Dodgers aren't a bye team this year, it's really good for them. So they're going to keep rolling. But let's keep rocking and rolling today, ladies and gents. Shout out to you guys, Man Bear Pig, Black Thor King, all you guys. Come out here, Oldie. Oldie was great. Oldie was great on screen as well.
I imagine, yeah, he's money in the bank.
Shout out to you, Oldie. I hope to see you again tonight. We'll be live right as the game starts. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Shout out to you guys. Let's go make some money tonight. And, of course, let's put our fucking hands together and leche, you los bookmakers.